professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's the morning show with Boomer and Gio.
All right. That's it. Willie, we had a good couple days. I had some fun, man. Thank you very much for hanging out.
I appreciate you, brother. Best of luck.
It was fun. It was some good baseball coming up tonight. Yankees, Twins, and obviously Mets, Braves. We'll catch you guys later. We got BT and Sal coming up next. Thank you to Rascona. We call them Stones around here. Thank you to Fliegelman. And thank you to the callers and making me feel less weird that I'm not the only one who saw nudie magazines at a barbershop. So everybody, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I will talk to you tomorrow, again, filling in for the guys, along with Keith McPherson. So we'll talk to you then tomorrow night, 6 a.m. See you later. Bye-bye. Touch love language?
Yeah, love language touch.
He means, are you a cuddler? That's what he's trying to ask.
Big-time cuddler.
McGonagall. Talk Yankees and Mets all season long. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Lopresti. This report sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Also sponsored by United Airlines. It's been proven time and time again the Yankees own the Minnesota Twins, and the home run bats woke up last night in the Bronx. 4 solo shots. Ben Rice, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. Meantime, Will Warren, 6 2/3 of 3-hit, 2-run ball with 7 strikeouts as the Yankees took the series opener 6-2. They've now won 23 of their last 30 regular season meetings with Minnesota, but Aaron Boone says the past is irrelevant in this case.
We're 1-0 against them this year, and a lot of players that have never played for them or for us or played against each other in this scenario. So just one of those things where obviously our organization's had a lot of recent success, but that can always change.
Tonight it'll be Carlos Rodon opposed by a bullpen game for the Twins. At least that's their plan. Pre-game covered 6:25 here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. The Mets return from an off day, play the first of 3, but the Braves out at Citi Field looking to put an end to their 7-game skid. Clay Holmes, Spencer Strider, the starters for a 7:10 first pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio. In the midst of this skid, Steve Cohen has broken his Twitter X blackout, Stevie, or whatever you want to call it, his silence. Quote, "We haven't been playing well, but I still believe in this team. I will be at Citi Field the next 3 games, rooting the Mets on. LGM." Jets Giants joint practice getting underway in Florham Park. Lengthy list of Giants not working today. That includes Malik Neighbors, who continues to be hampered by this toe issue. Brian Dable wouldn't say if Neighbors needs additional tests on the toe at this point, but he hasn't practiced since leaving a session early last Wednesday. Fan weather sponsored by Flag and Anthem. Real clothes for real life. Fall's around the corner, so are new arrivals at Flag and Anthem. From lightweight layers to the softest vintage-inspired shirts you've ever felt, Flag and Anthem's new fall collection is built for everyday comfort now through the cooler months ahead. Visit flagandanthem.com, use code WFAN, and check out their officially licensed Ryder Cup collection. Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life. 80 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park, and with sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lopresti.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Back together again, B-Team. Feels like it's been a while since we've done a show together, and really neither New York team has done anything well over the course of the last 2 weeks, although the Yankees getting off the mat last night, beating up on the Twins. That is their recipe for success. Get Minnesota in here. Maybe the schedule starts to get easier, but the Yanks back up with a big win last night.
Listen, Sal, I don't want to be this guy who doesn't appreciate a win, but at least I've got to contextualize the win for me. Last night's win means nothing to me. from a Yankee perspective. We've seen this a million times. Number one, the kid going for the Twins last night, Ziggy Matthews, whatever his name is, he's made 13 career starts. He's got an ERA over 6. So he's still finding his way. And even aside from that, like the fact that the way the Yankees won, the blueprint last night, well, they have 6 runs. They had 4 home runs. We've seen this before. You know, it's a version of bully ball. Take either a young pitcher who doesn't know how to pitch or an old pitcher whose stuff is diminished, knock him around, a little false confidence, send a few over into the seats, and it generally kind of regenerates the Yankee Nation, for lack of a better description. Not me. Like, again, I don't look at last night's win as anything that's going to change who I perceive them to be today, and more importantly, what I think they could do in October. Big deal. We've seen this a million times with this team.
But we said the same thing last year. You remember, you and I were having the debate last year. It's the same thing, which is infuriating. And I heard some of what you were saying yesterday, like if it's not going to change, if they don't fire Cashman or whatever, nothing's going to change. Understood. But they did get to the World Series last year. I'm not trying to make excuses. You know that. I didn't think they were any good. They got to the World Series. I don't think they're built the right way. I think their roster is a mess. I think almost everybody outside of the people who actually put the roster together believe that. Yankee fans, I don't care if you hate the Yankees, love the Yankees, media, fan, whatever. I think we could all agree, outside of the people who actually put the roster together, it's not constructed the right way. But they still can have success. And the things that I would look at last night, like, yeah, it's infuriating. Jazz hitting another meaningless homer. Okay, congratulations.
Whatever.
All the solo home runs, congratulations. But Will Warren, very good again.
Yeah, and I've always liked Will. I remember talking him up 2 months ago. A lot of strikeouts. I like his stuff.
And maybe even more so than being good, he was good with some length, which is gone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, everybody's ripping on Boone, and we haven't had the chance to discuss this together. But like,
there's a lot going on,
yeah,
man.
I know.
Well,
but think about it. Like, if you actually do the math, this pertains to the Mets as well, but we're having a conversation about the Yankees for now. We'll get to the Mets in a little bit. If you go 5 innings, that means you need generally four pitchers to get through the rest of the game. If you have that more often than not, the Yankees did in the midst of using Williams when they shouldn't have used him, like, there's only so many arms you could go to. You're not going to go to Weaver for 2 innings because you want to keep him clean. You're not going to ride Bednar into the ground already. Well,
he kind of has. He's gotten 5 outs from him twice.
But they even brought it up last night. Oh, is he going to do that? I'm thinking.
I mean, that's a little bit early for that. I know.
Oh, my God.
Jeez, it's the Twins.
Dude, exactly right. It's the Twins. You're going to go to the whip with Bednar now? So, to me, the fact that Warren was good for 6 2/3 was good.
Yep.
Let the bullpen fall back into place. As each day goes on and the Yankees win, I don't care if it's the Twins or White Sox or whoever, it gives you more time to get things right, meaning Judge back in the outfield, which then could put Bellinger in left, Grisham in center, get Dominguez, who's been unproductive, out, and have Giancarlo, who's in the midst of a heater, at DH. And all of a sudden, it starts to look a little bit different. I'm not disagreeing with the infrastructure, the way they're structured, but I still think everything's there for the Yankees.
Listen, I don't. It's not a World Series team, in my opinion. I get it when you say everything is there, understood. There's still 40 games to go. Anything can happen.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But I've said to you many times, like when whether it's the football teams, the Yanks or the Mets, anybody, the Knicks. When most, and not all of it to be fair, but when most of the basis of confidence is derived from what other teams don't have in terms of elevating our teams, like that doesn't give me any confidence. Nobody's really sitting here saying, well, at least I'm not. Well, the Yankees do this well, the Yankees are exceedingly good at this, and I truly believe in that, and they're really buttoned up here. It's more about, that's pretty wide open.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a shot.
Well,
that's not exactly reassuring to me.
But we've had this conversation. What's the one thing that you think the Yankees do better than anybody else in
Home
baseball?
runs.
Bingo. Home runs.
Which never works in October.
Okay,
it doesn't.
But that's a different. It hasn't. I mean, it got them to the World Series a year ago. It hasn't worked. I'm with you. I don't think this team is a World Series team. I'm just trying to say that it's not as bad as it seems right now. And by the way, Judge has come back. He's done nothing. Like, in hindsight, and you could understand this at the time, you never want to take Stanton out of the lineup when he's in the midst of a heater because it's very rare that he's in the lineup and then when he's on one of those streaks.
Yeah, he's playing well.
He can carry. He's playing well. But they had to because of the way that they're built. You're not going to not have Judge come back. But in hindsight, maybe let him rest a little bit more before throwing him in that lineup. Now, Stanton's done a good job, go to right field, whatever. But imagine now when Judge gets hot. And the Yankees, they could bludgeon you to death, at least to a certain extent, with those bats. Like I said, clean things up a little bit. And if the bullpen is getting back on track because the starters go a little bit deeper, Fried's a big problem, Rodon's been a big problem. If those guys could get things straightened out with the new bullpen, I don't know.
Well, but think about this, Sal. So focus on Judge for a second, right? Obviously, he's cold since he came back. Clearly, the Yankees averted disaster. When I first was that a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, it's Tommy John. Like, my first inclination explanation was, oh, man, this doesn't sound right. He's gone for 12 months, 13, whatever it might be. And luckily for Judge and luckily for the Yankees and by extension us, that didn't happen. But there's no guarantee that he's going to go back to doing what he was.
Right.
Like, I don't, now, he's going to go back to the outfield probably in a couple of games. That's what I was hearing this morning.
Right.
But the major problem for Aaron Judge is an inability to grip the bat the way he needs to really grip it. And I don't know, is he just a little rusty right now because he had a 10-day respite? I'm not sure that's baseball. That could be it. The other thing that it could be is that he's just a little physically compromised. And if you're a tick off or 1/8 of an inch off in baseball swinging a bat, you are absolutely cooked. And by the way, you know, he's not going to win the Triple Crown this year. I don't think anymore. But, I mean, when he was at the apex of his powers this year, the Yankees were still an incredibly flawed team.
Yeah, I know.
There's no guarantee that he gets back to what he was for the first 90 games of the year.
I get it. Look, I wouldn't be going nuts. I wouldn't be throwing a parade because they.
I mean, I'm happy they won.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's better.
But
than
I got to
losing,
keep it
obviously.
real. What does it really mean? It's the Twins.
Well, but you got to, dude. It's still.
I know you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's still early enough. I like the division. Okay, is Toronto really that much better? We're gonna find out here. We'll find out down the stretch. I don't think though that it's as bad as everybody was making it out to seem, and the Yankees making it out to be, or it seemed. And now the Yankees' schedule is going to get lighter as the season goes on. And this is what they do. They feast on the crappy teams, the bad pitching, the bad bullpens. Judge, I would think if he's not compromised. Now, if he is, that's a different conversation because I can't take them seriously without Judge. Because even with Judge, to your point, they're a flawed team. But they may be flawed. They are improved from what they were to start the year. McMahon's a major league, big league third baseman. If Judge comes back and plays the outfield and you eliminate Dominguez, now you have Judge in right, Grisham in center, Bellinger in left.
I hear
that
you.
is a solid
It's a good
outfield.
Yep.
That is a solid
Very
outfield.
good.
Not only offensively, but obviously defensively more important. Volpe has seemed to right the ship, at least, and the floor has raised for him. Still, do I trust him in a big spot? Probably not, and he's nowhere near where we're supposed to be, but at least you could get away with him. He seems like he's playing with more confidence.
Certainly
now.
defensively. He's not hitting again, but yeah, he's catching it better.
I love Jazz at second. Dude, even last night late in the game, he's fielding a ball backhanded.
He's too lazy for me. There's something about his nonchalance that you're right. How do you trust that in October?
Yeah, you don't because in one spot it could cost you. But first base, Ben Rice, Goldschmidt, platoon, Wells or Rice behind the, but like Stanton getting hot at DH. It's not, and then the bullpen. If you get these starters, like Fried to me is probably the biggest key of the whole season.
Yeah, last 9 starts, he stunk.
I know. He's been, is it something with the blister? He's out there playing with his blister. And then Rodon, if those two guys could give you a little length with Warren, maybe with Schlittler, even if Schlittler just gives you 5 solid, with the new bullpen, I think you can make a case where it's not, like they still think, I don't think that, you and I have had this argument, even with the improvements, I still think they were better last year. I think the Yankees still think they're better than they were last year, and they went to the World Series.
Hey, by the way, I appreciate your optimism. I think that's a fairly pragmatic way of looking at things. I don't think it's nuts. I don't think you're going too far in either direction. I think it's sensible.
Right.
I really do. But I got another question. Do you have any more contingencies you want to hit me with? You just dropped 35 ifs. If this happens, if that happens, that. And in a lot of ways, Sal, that's kind of my point. So I said this. I'm going to make a statement, although yesterday applied to both, and we'll get to the Mets later, obviously. Yankees and Mets, there was a joint statement. I said yesterday that I believe that both teams are bad at more things than they're good at. All right, but now I'm going to take the Mets because we're not talking about the Mets now. Put the Mets aside. Yankees. I believe still that the Yankees are bad at more things than they're good at. And when you look at and there's probably a few others that you could reference, whatever, but, starting pitching, Yankees starting pitching isn't very good right now. Bullpen, don't trust it, not good. Lineup, powerful, but certainly not October, like not the way you win. Their defense, depends on when you watch them. Base running's been deplorable. And I love Aaron Boone, but he hasn't been hitting the right button. So where are the check marks for the Yankees?
Yeah, and they're also, like it or not, and I've been giving this a lot of thought because we do compare and tie the both teams in. Like it or not, and this should be a good thing for the Yankee fans, they're held to a higher standard. I know that the Mets have worked their way there, and they spend more than anybody else, and we want to say, well, they should be World Series. Yes, understood, but that's something that you've also got to earn. And the Mets are in the infancy stages of that. Like, for them, it should be good enough if they make the postseason in consecutive years. Big picture. The Yankees, it's always going to be about chasing the World Series, especially when they were a year ago. So where I will agree with you is that I don't see any way, shape, or form this being a World Series team. But with that being said, the way the sport is and with the inconsistencies, I don't think Toronto is some world beater who the Yankees can't catch up to. I like Boston. They've been on a heater. They've got some good stuff with their pitching. pitching, run differential all of a sudden closed the gap with the Yankees. Matter of fact, I think it's right there. But they've lost 3 in a row now. So, like, in baseball, the sport itself is so inconsistent.
You know, I got to bring this up, too. So remember before I went on vacation, I went and had lunch with A-Rod?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that came up was we talked about a lot of stuff. It was awesome. He was so cool, and I really enjoyed it. But we talked about the way the Yankees lineup goes out every night. And he's like, Jeter, Damon, me, Teixeira, Swish. Like, it was just every night you go to the yard. And I know the game's changed a little bit more analytically driven, clearly matchups. That's a given. And those players were much better than the ones that the Yankees have in certain spots. So it was very easy to validate writing the same names in the same spot every day. Understood. I'm not saying it's apples to apples. But one of the other things that really is not talked about frequently enough with the Yankees is the lineup. I mean, it is just so all over the map. Goldschmidt hitting first, hitting seventh now. Ben Rice hitting first, now he's in the middle of the order. I mean, it's Grisham batting first, then he's hitting seventh. I don't understand it, and I don't think it's easy for the players. I don't think that they enjoy it. I don't think it leads to great productivity. Now, that's just a little smaller thing. That could be changed. Like, you can't change the fact that some of these guys, like Volpe has an average arm. You can't change that. But at least what you could do is start to structure the lineup in a way where guys know what the hell to expect.
I think the hope is, because I don't disagree, I agree wholeheartedly. I think the hope would be that once they get Judge back in the outfield, maybe you could have a little more consistency with that. Look, dude, you've got to have a lineup penciled in. I'm sorry. It doesn't need to be the same exact every night, but you know why it's not.
I know.
It's because of the damn analytical people. They want...
The Fishmans and those guys.
They're telling... And this is why when people say, fire Boone, I'm like, you're lost. Like, I'm not saying that you got to advocate for him keeping his job, but if you think firing Aaron Boone and keeping everybody else is going to solve the Yankees' issue, you're just not paying attention.
I'm with you. I've always said that. Like it's ridiculous.
For years, we've said the same thing. Like, I would have fired Cashman and Boone in 2021, and Boone more so just because collateral damage. Like, the real issue was the way that the ball club was being built.
Always.
So you clean it up, but this is by design. The Yankees think that we don't, not just you and I, but like nobody else knows what they're talking about. They believe they're smarter than everybody else, and they are a slave to the numbers. That's been how they've operated. They're way, way too reliant on the analytics to a point where they hired Boone specifically to apply the analytics. I joke around, call him a data applicator. I think he'd be a better manager if he went somewhere else.
Yeah, so do I. If they let him, do what he wants to do.
Yeah, and
I
almost think he's gotten caught up in this analytical world himself. Sometimes you talk to him and it's like, you hear what he's saying. It's like, no, come on, dude.
Do you really believe that? You're a baseball man.
Better than this.
Yeah, you do.
What's with the lineup switches and the lanes? Like, you got these scheduled day offs. Like, this is ridiculous. So I think there's just the Yankees are way, way too reliant on the analytics, and I'd like to see a better lineup. But I do have hope that it could be more consistent once the pieces start to come back, specifically Judge in the outfield.
I know we'll start getting the calls in here. 888-808-1019. Real fast, though. So one thing, and I've always enjoyed doing this, I've got a couple on the calendar coming up. I love going to schools, mostly universities, and speak to the journalism students. I love it, right? It's give them a sense of how it's evolving and what you need to do and blah, blah, blah. I really enjoy that, connecting with young students about our business. Now, one of the questions that I almost always get asked, right? Hey, if you can interview anybody in the world, who would, like a sports figure, who would it be? And I've said, like, hey, I remember one of my stock answers was, if I knew that Tiger Woods would actually be real and not some robot, I would have loved, this is really at the height of his issues, I would have loved to sit down with Tiger Woods. I've got a new subject that I want to interview. I think that it would be Fishman, because I want to know what this guy thinks. I would want to, I swear to God, it would be so respectful. If Fishman would ever come on this show and explain to us on some level what he thinks and how they process numbers and how it's deployed and how it equates to what we watch on, every night, I think that would be fascinating, because I'm convinced that he knows nothing about baseball.
But think about it this way, right? Just to play devil's advocate. And I've always said this before, like, we can sit here and say they need change. The organization is broken. They need structure, whatever it may be. There's a culture issue, the analytics. Their pushback would be, how do you think what we do is broken when we win 90 games every year? We were just in the World Series. You go, the American League Championship Series, like,
the truth of the matter is, I got a pretty good out when they say that. I mean, if they were to say that, you got to dig down deep to, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I'm just saying that.
I hear you.
Their pushback is going to be, look at the results, and we're saying, but the results aren't the be-all, end-all because there's something that's just not right with the infrastructure of the way you decide to build a team.
Yes.
But the goal is to have sustained success and to get to the World Series, and they just did that.
But here's why they'd be playing themselves if that was their answer, which I understand why that would be the answer, because very few teams in any sport could actually say that. I get that. It's not a bad out. But I would then say and submit, well, don't you think it's a little alarming that every year you're basically trying to cover up the same mistakes? So en route to the 90-plus wins and the viability and the 40,000 a night and the money stream and the revenue stuff and the brand globalization, the global brand, which nobody's denying, that is all applicable. That is all true. But if you're so smart, why don't you fix the same problem we've been looking at for 15 years?
Yeah, probably because they don't think that it's a problem as much as we do, and therein lies the issue. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019, the number to call. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Swing on and drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees and Twins meet up in the Bronx. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Book your next United flight from the NYC area's most on-time airport this summer, Newark. Copyright 2025, United Airlines Inc. All rights reserved. A14 on-time performance data from DOT reporting carriers for arrivals and departures from mass flight for June 2nd to July 14th, 2025.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
On Tuesday, August 26th, it's FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Can Jaden Daniels take the next step and win the award in just his second season? Can C.J. Stroud bounce back after a sophomore slump? Maybe a healthy Dak Prescott can win his first. Crown your champion in August. Will the Bills finally do it? Can the Eagles go back-to-back? Or maybe a long shot like the Bengals or Packers will win it all? Or parlay your division winner dark horses? Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bet now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch, presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop, because Macy's has back-to-school styles from brands like Nike and Jordan, must-have denim from Levi's and Good American, and now Macy's has Abercrombie Kids too. It's all in one place, all at great prices. And here's another reason to come in. If you're already at Macy's and you saved so much, you could stop by the fragrance counter and pick up something for yourself too. The best back-to-school styles are here now at Macy's.
Summer is fading fast, so don't let your last family adventure of the season get away from you. Why not get up and get out there in a new 2020 Ford Explorer? Feel more confident with the available driver assist technology. Travel in comfort with the available power-fold third-row seats. Go off the beaten path with the terrain management system. Enjoy the Ford digital experience and stunning clarity with a high-resolution touchscreen. Don't go anywhere. Go everywhere in a great Ford Explorer. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com and then head to your local Ford store today.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Is the number to call, and then we'll be parting ways. Do you have any more time coming up this summer?
A couple random days, not much.
You know, I was just confirming our plans for the 21st.
I just texted the big guy as well. I said, how many balls do I need to bring to the course?
Oh, you know what, dude? I
man,
forgot.
Get crushed there.
This is why I don't like playing. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Hanging out with Mike is going to be great. Dude, I'm telling you, it was the best meal I've ever had in my life at that country club.
Take it easy. You don't have to lay it on that. The best meal you...
No.
Wait, better than what Frank does for you at Rails? Stop, dude.
No, at a country club.
Oh, my bad.
And
honestly,
I got you. And honestly, yeah. Well, I mean, it was that good. I forget.
We know you love Mike, but I mean, the best meal you ever had.
Well, you got to remember, I'm not experienced with these country clubs. Like, I didn't grow up with
Neither am I.
When I go there, like at the Safe at Home thing with Joe Turner, I'm like, wow, I feel like I don't belong. Like, this place is so...
Well, we don't belong there.
Exactly right.
That's why we're not members.
Literally don't belong. But anyway, same thing with Mike. But it'll be fun doing it. The last time I played golf was last year when I did the same thing. I played twice last year, back-to-back days. I haven't picked up a club since. And now next week we're going to be playing with the big guy.
Okay. I have a plan for us here. Because we're both worried about embarrassing ourselves to an extent.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. So I know you've got SNY, so we can talk about this off the air, but we will find a day before we go out with Mike on the 21st.
Yeah.
Right? And right after the show, we'll go and we'll play somewhere. We both live in Jersey. We're 15 miles apart, just about.
Play or just driving?
No, we'll play. We'll go play. Even if we play 9, no. You know what? If I go to a course, I'm playing 18. You know, even if I play poorly. Like,
now you got to play 3 times?
Yeah, we'll find a muni. I mean, a weekend's going to be tough.
Muni?
A municipal course, because my country club closed.
Oh, okay.
You know, so otherwise I would just go there. So would you be up for that? Get a couple of reps in before the big guy gets to see you swing?
Well, let me ask you something.
Or gets to see my swing?
Yeah. Well, I am going to be playing the day before, so at least that'll be my practice round. But I don't want to embarrass myself there either. That's supposed to be with Gio and Jerry and Steve Hirsch, my buddy up at Quaker Ridge, I think we're going to go to, which we did last year.
Yeah.
And you've seen the guys in Pebble Beach. That looks insane.
Oh my goodness gracious! What a life!
I just like
God
to go.
Bless him.
I'd like to go sit and look at the golf course.
Well, like Al Dukes and Eddie Scazzeri.
Yeah, exactly. Let alone play there.
Looking at Seals in Monterey.
Don't you think a driving range would be more beneficial than
driving ranges? They suck. It's false confidence.
Right, but just getting the rep of hitting the ball? No.
No, you know why?
For somebody who hasn't played in a year?
Well, I'm not going to say there's no value. I'm not going to say there's no value. But for me, it's very misleading. To me, it's similar. It's similar. So, listen, again, there is value, but it's similar to all you do is, you Bryce Harper, and you take 1,000 swings, and you haven't played baseball in 5 months.
Right.
You take 1,000 swings, and the pitches are coming in 65 miles an hour, not a wrinkle, no juice, and then all of a sudden you step on a course, and bang, there's 99, there's a 90-mile-per-hour slider.
All right, here you go. You're up.
Yeah,
Go tee it up.
The problem is you can get, and again, to groove the swing, that's good. And certainly if you hit them well, it's a little confidence. But then you get on the course, the first downhill line, the first slanted look, ball's above your feet. Forget it.
Yeah, you'll see. I'm just going to pick it up and roll on.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, give me the court.
I prop it up if it's not propped up, I prop it up. I don't care.
BT and Sal on the Fan. As we talk about the Yankees, we'll get to the Mets and Steve Cohen in a little bit. Mets, a huge series starting tonight against the Braves out at Citi Field. Yankees continuing their series with the Twinkies. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. I do think that if the Yankees miss the postseason, that everybody is going to be gone.
I agree.
Meaning not just, I'm talking about everybody. Like Boone's the obvious one at this point to say, well, if they miss it, he's going to be out. If they miss the postseason, because the biggest question is going to be, does ownership realize that they have a potential problem here with the infrastructure of how they're building a team? And it's easy for them to get caught up in we win 90 games every year. But if they miss the postseason now, after missing it in 2023, now you're getting, and if you actually do the math and look at what's gone on since 2021, where they barely made the playoffs, wild card out. 2022, great first half, awful second half, embarrassing the ALCS.
Astros.
2023, out. Okay, World Series fine last year, but that proved to be the aberration. You lost Soto, whatever. It's supposed to be a better team. If they don't make it, I don't know this. I do believe, though, that there's a chance that they clean house. And people will say, well, be careful what you wish for. Who's going to be better than Cashman? I think just they need a change.
They need fresh blood in there is what they need. They need different eyes in terms of how they evaluate players. Like we were talking a little bit before the show. I don't understand why there's this massive disparity between the Yankees' development of pitchers, which is very good, and position players, which is as futile and as feeble as it gets. Now, the one thing, and I was quick to agree with you. I'm like, I agree that they would clean house. I'm going to I'm going to take that back. I need to amend that because I don't know that I agree. When you first said it, it struck me. I'm like, yeah, they'd probably have to do it.
Well, Boone at least.
Well, yes, I would agree that if they don't make the playoffs this year, they would move on from Aaron Boone. I think that that's the easy move for them. But think about what happened in 2023 where Aaron Judge ran into the outfield wall in Dodger Stadium. They were going to be a playoff team. Not that they were going to win anything, but they would have been a playoff team. And that was their out. If they don't make it this year, you know what out they have? Well, hey, basically 60% of our anticipated starting rotation's not there. Garrett Cole, Luis Gil missed 90% of the season. Clark Schmidt, Tommy John. Yeah. And don't you just get the sense of, again, forget about Boone, but from a Cashman perspective, don't you get the sense that Hal would lean on that again?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know with certainty, but I just get the feeling that at least it's on the table, whereas most of us would just be like, forget it. They're not going to change anything. They haven't changed it. They didn't change it after missing the postseason. They just went to the World Series a year ago. You can even make the case that Boone should stay on. His new contract didn't even kick in yet.
I know.
So, and they have been reluctant to, A, fire a manager in season, and B, fire a manager before his contract is up. Like, they just haven't done that. So, I just get the feeling, again, I don't know. I get the feeling that if they don't make the postseason, you could see finally what everybody's been clamoring for, a change in direction from the top on down.
I've got a question for you about Hal, but I'm going to save it. I wrote it down. Let's get some calls here, but I definitely want your answer on something in a bit.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Charles calling from Rockland County. What's up, Charles?
Hey, what's going on, BT and Sal? First of all, Sal, I want to say, past couple of weeks, I think is the first time I've heard you be so optimistic about the Yankees, which is... as a diehard Yankee fan, it's nice to hear that, as someone else is on my side on this. But anyways, getting to the point about Aaron Boone, literally what you guys are saying, this is not his fault. I'm sorry. I think Aaron Boone, BT, like you said before the break, if he was on another team, I think he would be such a much better manager because he has the ability to manage a team. He's not being able to. They're not letting him actually manage the team. It's all analytics. And they're not letting him do his job. And if they gave him a week, 2 weeks to just show, Aaron, you got the reins here. You do what you want to do. I could guarantee that the Yankees' outcome would be so much better than with what's going on right now.
Yeah,
he's literally being a puppet, and it's horrible.
Yeah, I don't. Thanks for the call there, Charles. I don't know. Like, if I'm Boone and I'm coming from a 3-generation baseball family, You think I'm listening to some nerds pushing pencils?
He's not getting the job if he doesn't.
Well, you could get the job and then, kind of deviate and maybe cut some corners here and there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's in there contractually, like, whatever we agree upon, or it's a joint collaborative effort, lineup structure. I don't know. I don't know how they make these lineup or these contracts anymore. But I think that's part of the reason why Aaron Boone post-game, when many of us want him to air it out occasionally. It's 2025, not like a nut job. Not like Billy Martin, whatever. Not even like Terry Collins. I don't even need that. Right. And Terry was always very direct, and I love that. But some version of that is because there is that collaborative effort, and he bites his tongue because he knows he's working in unison and conjunction with many voices in the franchise. So he just bites his tongue and holds back.
I also do, I don't think this is a manager who's being held hostage here. Like, hey, no matter what, you better do what we want to do. He's like, I really don't want to do this. But I think Boone likes the analytics. I think he enjoys it. I think he believes in it. I also believe that there's something else inside him that is the old school baseball guy that is not being either allowed to fully come out because of the way that it's been, because of when he got hired. Like, this is obviously a collaborative effort. They hired him in part because they wanted him to go out there and apply what they wanted him to apply. Like, hey, here's where you're going to use this pitcher, set him up in this lane. Here's how you're going to use the lineups. It's always going to be matchup based. There's got to be a better balance. And I think he knows better, but it's been how many years? 8 years since he's been doing it one way. Maybe he's lost sight of how to do it the other way or get a little bit more of a balance in there.
Listen, you've gotten to know him pretty well. I know him pretty well. You, matter of fact, just saw him on Sunday. I texted him something over the weekend, as you know, and we've had him in studio. Yeah. We like him. We believe in him. But don't you get the sense that Aaron Boone, what he presents after a game, is just a little different from Aaron Boone? Like, we've had he lets it fly. He's a guy's guy.
Yeah, put it this way. All the thought, and we have done the same thing, like the lack of accountability in the Yankees organization, and I do believe that there is a lack of accountability.
100%.
It's not Aaron Boone that's not getting on to guys. I guarantee you. I know he's getting on to guys. Mm-hmm. I know he has. Like, that's a fact. That's not up for debate. I don't know how much is actually out there. What, I'm not willing to share everything. I know he's gotten on.
Can
guys.
I push back on that?
Yes.
And by the way, you're right. Yeah. That's true. But to be fair to and I like the guy a lot, and I believe in him, but if he is getting on them, which he is, it's not working.
Yeah, well, I get you. We don't care. Well, that was kind of the argument, like Lance Lynn, I think it was Lance Lynn last week when I did the Foul Territory podcast and was saying, like, I guarantee you Boone's getting on these guys behind the scenes. They just don't want it to get out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whether he is or isn't, it doesn't matter. What we care about are the results.
Yep.
My point is that you're right. What we see from Boone, who's sometimes reserved, although I think now you're starting to see a little bit more of him come out. You see the guy go, nobody has more ejections than he does in baseball.
I'm close.
Yeah. I did tell him. I said, come on, man. You're rubbing off on my partner. You got to take it easy.
Is that
bad influence here?
That's how we knew. He didn't read the paper. Hey, clean it up, Bodie. That's 5 times.
So he's a fiery person.
Yes.
But he's also smart to the point where he's not going to bury his players publicly. I think there's got to be a balance. Like, we talked about this when he was protecting Judge, who was in a slump months ago, whatever it was.
I remember.
And he's like, well, is it really a slump? Like, yeah, you could just say, hey.
You mean at the beginning of last year, I think that was, right?
No, I thought it was earlier this year, although, memory serves.
I got you. It all rolls into.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was earlier this year. Whatever the point is, he goes over the top to protect his players.
He does.
Publicly.
Yep.
But behind closed doors, he's making sure he's getting on these guys. Now, you're right. It doesn't matter if he is or he isn't. We care about the result. And if these guys aren't getting the message through, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, your kid could tell you that he's been studying for 5 hours a day. You bring home a 65. You didn't study well enough.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you tell me. And I'm not saying that the Yankees are equivalent to a 65 on a test right now, but they're not a 95 or 100 with that payroll and with those expectations. That's where they should be.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019.
All righty, Sal, we'll get back to these calls coming up here. Hey, this summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. That's right. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, which I'm drinking right now, Pure Life and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for game day or just keep everybody refreshed and feeling good. Whether it's still, sparkling, or flavored, there's something for everybody. And the best part, well, you call the shots. Whether you need a couple of cases or a full week supply, supply. Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So, step up to the plate. Hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
If you don't think that some of them look at Juan Soto like, bro, you make a ton of money. You make $90,000 per at bat to kill worms. You make $90,000 per at bat. You can't hustle to first. You make $900,000 a series, and you're asleep out in right field.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Bart Winkler with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Shedeur Sanders' impressive debut was one of the preseason Week 1 highlights, but did he play so well that the Browns should consider starting him in the regular season? Not with that schedule. He's got talent and he's got the it factor, but the Browns have had those guys before. This needs to be about helping him succeed. Cleveland opens their campaign with Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Pittsburgh. Not a stretch you want for a rookie QB. I'm Bart Winkler.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a month in bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This is Sal Licata. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. It's my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. Take it from me. You'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia, Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back, Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th. Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 15% off.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, Yankees, turning point of the game. Wendy's, of course, the official hamburger of the Yanks. Got one last night, 4 home runs. We've seen that before, so they do lead baseball in OPS and home runs. It's some of the other stuff I'm worried about, but that was a good night. First one to identify last night's turning point, give us a call at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. You'll receive 2 pairs of tickets to a 2025 Yankees regular season game, and it's all from your flagship station for Yankees baseball, The Fan. BT and Sal, 888-808-1019. Back to these calls in a minute. Mets coming up next hour as well. Cohen did drop a tweet. We'll tell you what he said. We'll get into it. I know Sal's got something for you. All right, so real fast. I don't want to belabor this, but so we're going to play golf with Francesa.
Yeah, next Thursday.
Next
right?
Thursday.
Yeah.
God, that is creeping up. I got to get out a couple times. Good God Almighty! God, now the way it sounded further away than before. I just texted him during the break. I said, "How many bowls should I bring?" And he says, This is his response. This actually makes me worry more. He goes, "We play with an exceptional caddy, and there's only water on one hole." All right, I like in Mike's mind, that's reassuring. Like, I got a caddy. No matter where you hit the ball, he's going to go find it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I'm
he's
assuming
great.
he's going to be the same guy we used last year because Mike loves him.
I hate playing with caddies.
Whoa.
I get nervous. I actually, it's not the tipping. It's not. I just can't stand.
Mike won't let you tip either, by the way.
I figured that, but of course I would never sue. Of course, I'd come with a couple C notes for that.
I gave the fake, like, oh, Mike.
What do we owe you, Mike? Meanwhile, I got $6 in my pocket.
Exactly. I didn't go, Mike. I think I got a couple singles.
You take Venmo, Mikey. Right? PayPal. No, but the point is that I get, like, I'm already a little nervous and tense trying to play righty, especially with Francesa. A new course. I don't even know the course. But when I have eyeballs of a caddy on me, I do even worse.
All right, here's where I'm going to ease the burden before we get back to the calls. You shouldn't be worried about the golf game because Mike's going to give us critiques on the show and all that stuff as well, which we want. Like
that's going to be worse.
What are you doing? Okay, stop talking about yourselves. Nobody can.
Hey, listen, Mike. Unlike you, we have competition these days.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. I do actually have to go out and buy balls. I don't think I had any since last year. Although, dude, last quick thing. Remember, I had the eye surgeries.
Does this mean we get a little Tiger Licata on the course?
No, I mean, at least I'm going to be able to see what the hell's going on. I would hit, because you talk about losing the ball.
Yeah.
I would hit the ball. I'd have no idea.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, where it is, I couldn't see.
Well, Mr. Caddyman's on it.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. Dan is in Seaford, New York. What's up, Dan?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How are you?
I got a question. It seems like I'm good, thank you. It seems analytics could work during the regular season. But what do you guys think about in the playoffs where you just kind of go with your gut and you kind of throw analytics out the window? Because in the playoffs, you grip the bat a little tighter. Some guys have, handle pressure more than other guys. I mean, you got to let Boone manage, and he's a good manager. And I think if you look in the postseason, I think a lot of the teams that have success kind of throw away the analytics and they just go with the gut because.
Hey, number one, Dan, and I appreciate. We appreciate the thought there. You can't prove that. I mean, that's a broad blanket statement. I'm pretty sure that most teams generally subscribe to in October. What they do for the most part in the regular season. Like, listen. We could do 4 hours on why analytics are great, but I would tell you one, and this is the thing that really bothers me because this is where the lack of eye or gut or intuition or instinct. This is where it's lost and it's ignored. Let's say pitcher X is a slider-reliant pitcher. It's his plus pitch. It's a wipeout slider. It's absolutely 90 miles an hour. It's filthy. And you've got a hitter who that's his weakness. He can bang fastballs, can even hit the change for whatever reason, slider, whether it's a lefty or a righty, it's not his wheelhouse. And because of the matchup, pitcher X with a nasty slider, hitter Y, slider, poor hitter. But if you do a deeper dive or a deeper extrapolation of pitcher X's recent starts, like hitters, pitchers go into slumps as well. So because over 32 starts, he's got a great slider. The last 2 or 3 times he hit the mound, the slider might stink. And you're sitting somebody who is a good hitter otherwise because of the anticipated great slider that's been on sleep for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I think that too many teams want to play a math equation here. It's a baseball game. The old school guys, dude, how many guys you just saw it at Yankee Stadium? Posada, whatever he said about, hey, these guys they got to want it. They got to go out there and care about it. Willie Randolph talking about the same type stuff. Those guys, well, and it's not just them or just the Yankees. It's the same thing. That old school mentality does not, the people who are running things now with the majority of the baseball teams, they don't want the old school mentality.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want those guys teaching these younger guys. They want to do it their way. Launch angle, home run, the 3 true outcomes, whatever the bleep that is. 3 true, grab the bat, go up there, see the ball, hit it. Even if you're a guest hitter, anticipate fastball, curveball, whatever it may be. Go swing the bat, put the bat on the ball. Exit velo, look at it this way, BT. The exit velo, right?
Yep.
Which is such a great stat. Well, it's showing how hard player X hits the baseball.
And you hear that a lot with Ben Rice. I mean, Ben Rice is banging the ball. He's got it. Yeah, but we knew that about Stanton.
Yeah.
But Ben Rice's exit velo is really high.
You've heard that a lot about the Mets. Okay, well, even though Soto's hitting into a million double plays or not getting the job done in the clutch, he's still hitting the ball hard.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to hit the ball where they ain't? Now, I'm not saying that you want to hit bloopers like Mendoza when he was on the week that you were out.
Yeah, was he good? I texted you. I know.
He was fine.
Did you press him? Did you get on him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to support you here, but you're making it impossible. And that was before they got swept in Milwaukee. Point is, he's like, well, Lindor hit a ball hard the other night, and it goes right into the guy's glove. Guy makes a good play. What do you want me to tell him? Like, hit a blooper somewhere? No, but the point is, as a good baseball player, shouldn't you be able to direct where you're hitting the baseball? Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but how many times have we heard about that? For years. What, you tell me all of a sudden because they banned the shift now guys can't hit? Find a gap. You have to hit the ball hard somewhere in a line in the gap. Like, just hitting the ball hard is not the right answer. I understand why people think it is, because more often than not, the harder you hit the ball, the better the result should be. Yeah. But it's not always the case. Jeff McNeil doesn't hit the ball hard, but yet he won a batting title. He can bloop a ball in it. Put the bat on the ball and hit it where they ain't. That's more effective than hitting it harder right at somebody's glove.
You know, listen, I do like the exit velo measurement. But it's also misleading, like a lot of things. But I would almost focus more, have a good approach, dude. Get yourself in a hitter's count. We can sit here and talk about, swing velocity, hard hit, barrel rate, K rate, walk rate, whiff rate, chase rate, this rate, that rate. I'm a staunch believer in the more you put yourself in a hitter's count, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, you are going to eventually get something to handle, and over the course of 700 at-bats, you're going to have a good average. Right. I mean, that's how I simplify it.
Joey Clams is in Brooklyn. Joey Clams.
Mr. Clam Man.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, how are you?
Hey, Joe.
You guys are both of you invited to the Metropolitan Cigar Lounge in Edgewater anytime. You tell them Joey Clam sent you.
Now, is how for Joey?
And have a bourbon like a gentleman.
Hey, Joey, when Sal was off, you invited me. I'm happy you extended to Sal, and I forgot to ask you, is that near the River Palm Steakhouse? Where is that?
Yeah, that's right down past the River Palm. You go down before you hit Weehawken. It's before the blue. What's that other steak joint? The blue.
I don't know, but it's in that area. I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you come there. You mentioned my name. Beautiful place. You have a bourbon. Nice. Smoke a cigar.
Joe.
Listen, two things. Number one, we're not the Yankees ain't fundamental. We don't know how to bunt. I don't want to hear, well, they don't bunt. Yes, we do bunt, but they don't know how to bunt. This coaching staff, Boone is going to be the manager next year, most likely. You got to put a better coaching staff around them. This coaching staff is not good. And BT, I was the one that said bring back that Yankee blood in that dugout.
Yeah, I remember that.
Surround them with good coaches that been through it, that could lean on a guy a little bit in a good way, like tough love. While he's managing, have the other guys police.
Well, that's what Mendoza did. That was Mendoza's
role. Did you see
role.
Willie Randolph turn the double play the other day? Look at Willie with his hand and his feet around that
I
bag.
love Willie Randolph.
Technician.
Yeah, I got you there. Thank you, Clem, man. Appreciate the call. You know, I just maybe because the way he sounds and the invite just triggered a Sopranos reference.
Yeah.
You want to feel old today? You want to feel old?
Yeah.
Guess how old Little Carmine turned today?
Little Carmine.
Little Carmine.
How old?
71. In real
Carmine?
life. Yeah.
All right, I liked him actually.
No, he was a good character.
Yeah,
When the whole with the script, with Chrissy's script.
Yeah.
He was trying to be the peace broker and
Can
trying
you
to.
believe this? We're talking about 25 years ago, dude.
Little Carmine, 71.
Yeah,
He was
I
like
know.
35 when it shot.
I know. Well, that's all. But,
Feel
you
good,
know,
Ned?
well, I got to be honest. It's not a bad reference because I'm thinking the whole time Joey Clem's inviting us out there, like I'd be afraid to get a bullet in the back of my head. Like,
yeah, well,
hey, you ripped me. You hung up on me because I think we had an issue. Joey Clem's. He just wouldn't. We were trying to have the conversation. I think maybe it was he can't. You know how sometimes if people are talking on their phone, then they can't hear us trying to get in, and it sounds like they're just talking over us. I think we had that going on. It was frustrating me. So then
Did
I was
you yell at him?
I think eventually I did. I tried to contain myself, but
Yeah, we'll take separate cars there, buddy. You could be Pesci. I'll be all right.
that's exactly right. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We come back. We'll continue with your Yankee calls, of course. We know there are a lot of them. We want to get in the Yankee fans. We'll work the Mets into the conversation as well. The Mets, it seems, haven't won a game in 2 weeks, or maybe just won a single game in 2 weeks. But tonight's the night, BT. I feel it in the air. Tonight's the night.
For a win?
Mets are going to get right. The Braves are coming to town. Tonight's the night.
Now the Braves will be the elixir for what ails you.
Yes.
That's a dangerous hope.
Quite the role reversal from years past. We'll get into that when we come back. 888-808-1019.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
The Fun in the Sun event is on at Nielsen Dodge. Your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram is here with 0 down payment, 0% financing available, and the credit help you deserve. Now that's fun.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude X 4x4, just $359 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
You can get up to $1,500 over book value for any trade.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So, for super hot deals and fun savings, remember,
Make this the summer event.
With approval term Jeep 24 Ram 42 months due at sign, Jeep 4654 Ram 4989 and tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Nina, hot head. Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy. We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit benzfam.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Athletes know performance starts in the gut. At Terra Origin, we fuse ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with modern science to fuel recovery, resilience, and real results. Our most popular gut health formulas are packed with probiotics, prebiotics, and time-tested herbs, supporting digestion, immunity, and endurance from the inside out. Because your gut powers more than your workout. It powers you. Terra Origin. Ancient roots, athletic results. Shop now at TerraOrigin.com.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Chris Lopresti. This report is sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Also sponsored by Ray Katina. Experience the power of 3. Visit benzfam.com. Will Warren putting it best after the Yankees beat the Twins last night 6-2 behind 4 solo home runs and 6 2/3 innings of 2-run ball from Warren himself.
I don't know. We got a spark of energy, and it was, all right, this is how we're supposed to play baseball. Like the past month hadn't been how we're supposed to play baseball, and we've had a gut punch lately, and it was nice to get out there and play baseball the way we're supposed to.
Their first series opening win since July 11th against the Cubs. That was before the All-Star break. They've won 23 of their last 30 regular season meetings now with the Twins, and they'll try to win the series tonight with Carlos Rodon on the mound. Pre-game coverage at 6:25 here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. Meantime, the Mets are back from their off day. They'll host the Braves in the first of 3 from Citi Field. Clay Holmes opposed by Spencer Strider as the Mets look to end their 7-game skid. First pitch at 7:10 on Odyssey Mets Radio. Jets-Giants joint practice ongoing in Florham Park. A lengthy list of Giants not working today. That includes Malik Neighbors, who continues to be dealing with this toe issue. Brian Dable would not say if Neighbors could potentially need additional tests on the toe. Hasn't practiced since leaving a session early last Wednesday. Fan weather sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise. We got 84 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. And with sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lopresti.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back.
BT and Sal back on the Fan together again, at least for a few days. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Get back to your Yankee calls in just a second. And I should remind you, the BT and Sal show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Losers of 11 of 12. It's gotten ugly. Nobody would run from that. But BT, much like I was practical and logical about the Yankees. I'm in that same spot with the Mets for a different extent. Nobody's talking World Series right now. Worry about that if and when both teams get to the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe that the Mets have the pieces in place to, first of all, they're in the playoffs. Like, if this is rock bottom, they're still a playoff team right now. And I'm still not giving up hope on the division. Going into Milwaukee, a buzzsaw, you kind of expected, you were hoping to get one, and they should have had at least one. They didn't. I think the Mets get right starting tonight. The stretch of the schedule the next 12 days, a lot of Braves, Nationals in there. Mariners are good, but still, they're going to be able to beat the Mariners at least 2 out of 3. I think the season starts to turn for the better again. In a year that's been a roller coaster ride for the Mets, I do think they get it turned around here starting tonight.
They better. You know, I said before that I made a statement yesterday pertaining to both the Yankees and the Mets. And then in the start of the show, I isolated it just to the Yankees. If you guys missed anything, free Odyssey app. I said, and I believe this, that the Yankees, and now I'll throw the Mets in there, are both bad at more things than they're good at. And I ran through the Yankee checklist. And I feel the same way about the Mets. Right now, the starting pitching's not good. Too many spots in the bullpen. Not that it can't change, but you can't trust right now. I don't love the lineup. The defense was spotty, certainly in Milwaukee. Base running's okay. And the manager, I like Mendy, but he's, we still need to see where he is. I still think there's more X's in the column of the Mets than good.
And what's your issue? Issue with Mendy? I saw a little something yesterday.
I don't know if I have an issue. I mean, Mendy, how about a little more material? It's the same thing every game. We're good. I know he's frustrated. I like Mendoza. Although I think he made some massive mistakes. I mean, could you pinch run for Marte the other night when he gets thrown out at the plate? Why are you not pinch running for Marte?
Well, the problem is Luis Angel Acuna. I've been on this from the beginning. Acuna's not on the roster. They're deciding.
What about Taylor?
Yeah, is he that much faster than Marte?
Marte was out by an inch. He would have beat it.
My point is, if they had Acuna on the roster instead of Beatty, who's been useless. Now, I know why Beatty's there. They're valuing. I asked Mendoza this when we had him on. Hey, at what point are you guys going to value defense versus the offense? Meaning specifically Acuna. I'm not even talking about the pinch running abilities.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he were on the bases there, he would have scored that run. But they've just been getting beat in brutal ways, dude. Blowing a 5-0 lead, getting thrown out at home, like one thing after another. Now, if they don't get it turned around against Atlanta, forget it. I mean, Atlanta stinks. Forget about what the Braves were and their history with the Mets. The Braves stink. They are as dead a team could be. So the Mets better really finish them off. And I'm not talking about 2 out of 3. I'm talking about sweep the Atlanta Braves here. Get back on track. Let's not forget the Mets won 7 in a row a couple of weeks ago.
No, I get it. The other thing too with this is debatable because it's a lot of pitches. I would have come out and had Diaz try to get 6 outs the other day.
Yeah.
Hadn't pitched since
Monday. I mean, come on, Helsley's supposed to be one of your guys.
I understand that, but it didn't work. But again,
there's no margin for error here.
Well, that's part of the problem here.
Well, understood, but that's not on Helsley or Diaz or even Mendy.
Who's it on? It's going to be on somebody.
It's on the players. Manaea's got to be better. Lindor's been a 0.
Lindor's been awful.
Yeah, Nimmo looks like he's a minor leaguer. I mean, Alonso's regressed to. Again, I'm not trying to pick on Pete because he's still better than most. And same thing with Soto. Like, they have not been their apex, but Alonso's hitting now, 264? He was hitting 290.
Before I was hitting 330. We knew that wasn't, but we're saying, hey, maybe this is the year he gets back to that 270 threshold like he was the first couple of years.
And by the way, you take the 260. I'm just saying, the Mets from April and May, which, by the way, count. Like, the last I checked, it seems around here, whether it pertains to the Mets and Yankees, everybody's valuing from June 13th to August, what is today, the 12th, the 11th? Whatever it is.
12.
From June 13th to August 12th. For some reason, that matters more than April or beginning of March to June 13th.
Yeah. Yes, everything. It's 1 over 162. I get that, but dude, we do this in every sport. I mean, think about if you really think about the essence of sports radio, it's really built more on conflict than positivity.
Yes.
Just wax, what an amazing performance. Oh, my God, they were so good. No.
Nothing there, right?
Yeah, there's no juice. You get on, you let it rip, and, sometimes you miss the mark, but most of the times, because we know our fan base and these teams, we are on the mark. So I think the reason why maybe there's more emphasis on the bad than the totality of the season is because that's just how we're wired. We do it with the Jets. We do it with football. With the Yankees and football. We do whatever. Knicks, Rangers, what we do.
Understood, but there is a difference between, if you want to hold Lindor, Nimmo, Manaea, those guys accountable right now, No issues with that. Big pictures, like the feeling has always been, oh, God, here they go. They're blowing the division. Think about where the Mets, forget the Yankees for a second, where the Mets have been as a franchise. I'm old enough to remember that the Mets had John Mayberry Jr. and Eric Campbell in their lineup at one point. Guys who shouldn't be in the major leagues, and that's just two of many, many, many examples of recent years. I'm not going back to the 70s or 60s. I'm talking about recent years. Even in the year they went to the World Series in 2015, these guys were in their lineup at one point. I remember the bad years. It was bad for the Mets when they were 7, 8, under 500, 10 under, missing the playoffs. Right now, they've lost 11 of 12. They still have a playoff spot. That's like for the Mets, unheard of.
Understood. But now, listen, I think you got to elevate the floor here.
Yeah, understood.
And that's part of the conversation. So, yeah, you're right. In the grand scheme here, Mets are still a playoff team. They very well might wind up. Listen, I don't think they're going to win the division, but I do think the Mets probably are a playoff team, like the Yankees probably, although both teams going nowhere when it's all said and done, in my opinion. But I want to make something clear. Anything that I think about these Mets, and I'm not saying you're doing this. I don't think you are. But I would be like this way from a Jet perspective. Like there's a sensitivity to same old Jets, same old Mets. Like there's a force field that goes up like, no, we're not the same old Mets. I agree. You guys aren't the same old Mets. So anything what I see now is not up 7 with 17 to go, implosion, collapse. Forget about that. I never lean on that nonsense anyway. I look at what the Mets are really good at and what the Mets are a little shaky at. And right now, to me, they're much more shaky at things than they're good at. And I don't know if that's going to change enough to change how I feel.
Fair enough. But what I would say is I think, and this is not me trying to be positive all of a sudden. I'm trying to be realistic based off of the way the landscape of the sport has changed. Literally a year ago, both you and I and many other people had the Mets left for dead and buried after the first 5 games. After May, this team is awful. Lindor is washed up. Like, think of the things that we were saying with legit reason.
Let's not bring all those things back
I'm just saying,
up to the table,
you
please.
weren't alone. Maybe on the Lindor
with the switch hitter, I was. Give it up.
But we all thought they can't pitch. They're going to, and they go out there and still end up in the National League Championship Series. Now, that should not be the norm because they shouldn't have to struggle the way that they did for 2 months, then just barely make the postseason and go on a run. But they were not the only team to do that. The Diamondbacks the year before got into the World Series.
83 wins, too. 83
the
or 84.
Phillies the year before. And let's not forget.
I get it.
Philadelphia thinks, and this is why I like being in this spot for a change, Philadelphia and all their fans right now, they think the division is in fact over.
Who cares what those dopes think?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you could easily, just like if the Mets were up by 5.5 games right now, we'd be feeling like it's over. And how many times has it not been where the Mets have gotten burned? Right now, on August 11th or 12th, August 12th, the Phillies feel like they're in control. The problem is the season doesn't end on August 12th. Also, not to mention that the Phillies did win the division last year, right? And how'd they get sent home? I forget. Remind me. Oh, yeah, the Mets beat them in 4 measly games in the postseason. I'm not saying that it would happen again. And obviously the Phillies are very good. The way the sport is, as long as you have the potential, which both the Mets and Yankees do to certain extents, and as long as you get in the postseason, which we expect, at least to a certain extent, the Mets and Yankees are both in right now. Even as bad as it is, they're both in. Then I think anything is possible.
It is. Anything is possible. But don't you think that whether it was the Phillies a year ago winning the division but then getting knocked out by the Mets, or other teams that we perceive to be maybe slightly better than the Mets this year, or the Yankees, like, to me, of those teams, how many teams can't get a starting pitcher past the 5th inning?
Yeah, well, I mean,
like, there's just certain inherent issues right now, which is why now I tweeted, and I meant this because I like the arms that Cashman brought in, and I love what Stearns did at the deadline. Like, my exact tweet was, Cashman crushed it.
Right.
Bednar, I love the arm. I was happy, and I had very complimentary things to say about Stearns. However, that doesn't mean that Stearns did not miss the mark without getting a starting pitcher. And at this point, that seems to be it's shaping up to be an egregious miss. That Montas is cooked. You got to get him out of here.
Yeah, well,
he stinks.
And I think that they will. And I have reasons to be hopeful. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this. I would bring up all 3 of the young guys, Sproat, McClain, and Jonah Tonga.
I heard you say this. They're just AAA.
Because everybody's thinking, like, okay,
what role do you give them? Starters?
Well, here's why.
Go.
Because everybody's saying, well, Montas can't pitch. We all know that. And the initial thought was, okay, let's bring up, let's say, McClain, who I guess is going to be the closest to being ready now. And he takes Montas' spot in the rotation. Great. But what if he's only a 5-inning pitcher? Does that solve their issues? No. So if you bring up all three of those guys, now I don't know what they're going to be at the big league level. Nobody does. And I'm not saying you're going to do all three right now, but at some point soon, they're going to need one now to replace Montas' spot. Some point soon, if you have those weapons from the minor leagues to bring up, it's worth a chance to have them piggyback, let's say, Senga, Holmes, Minaya, all three guys who, do you have any confidence that even if they're good, they're going to go more than 5 innings?
No, but you're talking about the young kids. No.
No, I'm talking about...
Oh, Minaya. I think that was a bit of an outlier. Yeah.
But he hasn't been able to get through 5 innings plus...
Peterson's the one guy who's giving you depth. That's it.
So outside of Peterson, you can't survive if Montas, useless.
No.
And then the other three, that's what I'm talking about, where Holmes is at best a 5-inning solid pitcher.
And it might get worse because the innings threshold's getting worse.
Senga, 5-inning solid
He's
pitcher,
been
you
horrible.
hope. And then Minaya, same thing. He's just clearly not the same. So why not have those three young kids come up and be piggybacks to those three in the rotation, as opposed to saying Sproat's got to start, McLean's got to start, Tom's got to start. Have them come in and be 2 or 3 innings behind each one of these guys.
Interesting.
Lengthening it out, getting it to your weapons in the bullpen now, whether it be Rogers, Helsley, or Diaz.
So basically what you're saying, and it's interesting, like, hey, if you're gonna pitch half the game, what's it matter if you pitch the back half or the front half? Pretty much, right? Okay. I get that.
More, I trust those three arms more than I would Montas, Stanek, throwing another. I'm good with Soto, Raley, Helsley, Rogers, Diaz. That's
you should be good.
Solid
Yeah,
five
I think those are pretty good arms in the pack. I do.
Anybody else in a bullpen can be replaced.
Yeah, Rogers can pitch every day.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the
He's
beauty
been a
of it.
machine. So, but it's a 1-inning thing.
No, I get it.
So do the math. If you got Clay Holmes, pitches great.
4 innings.
Yeah, okay, 4 or 5 innings. You're gonna need, even if he goes 5, you need 4 guys out of the bullpen to be perfect. If you have, let's say, Tong or McLean, and they can give you 2 or 3 solid innings, you shorten everything up.
My only concern, and I've said this in the past because these names have come up, maybe not all 3 of them, but we certainly thought at some point the Mets would dip into and bring up one of these, the system, and bring up one of these young arms here. I'm not a big proponent of for a young kid. I don't mean a veteran.
Yeah.
Taking a young kid and the first look in the bigs is a deviation from his routine.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I get it. Well, they
You know
have to
what I'm
figure that
saying?
out. And they would know better. That's why I'm just saying it's a thought behind it. All right, now, the last reason to be positive here. I don't know if you saw this. We have a message. There was a tweet that was sent out this morning. He's been silent, but we have a message from the King. The King has spoken, BT, at a time of crisis. The Mets have lost 11 of 12. The division is slowly slipping away. They are now 6 games back behind the red-hot Phillies, and things are looking bleak. Steve Cohen tweeted this morning, "We haven't been playing well, but I still believe in this team. I will be at Citi Field the next 3 games, rooting the Mets on. LGM." The King has spoken. He is letting you know, and I believe in Steve. He is letting you know. That to me is a little, hey, I know it's been bad.
Did you think?
I believe.
He's been on vacation for 2 months with the tweets.
I believe. And ... They better get it fixed.
Yeah.
He didn't say that, but you know that he's thinking that.
Yeah, no, listen, it's funny. It's good to hear from him. I like when he does that.
Yeah.
I like when he connects with the fans, and he is a fan. He just has that $15 billion next to us. They're probably more at this point. All right, so, I mean, here's what I take away from it.
Yeah.
There's one letter missing that tells me that he's not incredibly confident.
The F.
Uh-huh. It seems a little benign.
Yeah.
I know Pete likes to drop the F there, the LGM. Now, I don't know. You guys, maybe Hoff, the Rico with Ev, you. I mean, does he generally get separation from the LFGM?
I think it's an LGM thing.
You sure about this?
No, I'm not
never got
100
wrapped up in the F?
Hoff, you could check back maybe the King's tweets there and see.
There haven't been many, so it shouldn't take too long. It's been a couple of months.
I will say this. So when I was out there saying hello to Mendy a couple Sundays ago, had a run-in.
Oh, how's he doing?
With some royalty.
Does he know us? He must hate us.
Yeah,
he must hate me.
He knows at least the King Cohen thing. I will say that.
Good.
Remember, too, I have the advantage being at SNY, so I'm sure he watches that. And it was, just whatever, fun, quick conversation. But I did say to him right in front of Mendy, I go, "You did your job. Now he's got to do his."
You're such a troublemaker, man. Why would you do that, dude, in front of the owner? Come on, man.
It's conversation. It's real conversation.
Oh, man.
I told him it's mostly LGM. Hoff is confirming from King Cohen.
All right, thank you,
I told the King's in the clubhouse. He did what he could do. Nothing more he could do. Now it's on. Come on, Mendy. Let's go. Get these guys going.
So you're with me on Mendy. Right? We kind of get to the same spot. Here we go. We just get their different routes.
Well, I do think that the pressure or the onus is on. And by the way, that is a big part here where you look at the Yankees and Mets struggling with the pressure of New York right now. Clearly, the guys are pressing. They're just not having fun, specifically when it comes to the Mets. They look beaten. They don't look like they're having fun any way, shape, or form. That could turn quickly. I still believe in the ability here.
I agree.
But they got to get back to having fun. But you don't think that they're feeling the pressure? Absolutely.
They should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing for you here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I gave you the 6 components. I ran down starting pitching, bullpen. I need this from you right now because this is kind of a little bit of a state of the Mets thing here.
Yeah.
Well, if you just tuning in or you missed it, free Odyssey app, what Sal's saying is, I find it interesting that he says this with the Braves coming in, that the season's about to turn around, and that now you're not looking for just 2, you're looking for the broom. We're feeling pretty bold today, Sal. So I need a definitive number, 1 through 10, 10 being the most confident, 1 being almost none, on these 6 different components of the Mets. 1 through 10, your belief in starting pitching the rest of the way. Be honest, buddy.
7.
Strikes me as a little high.
Now
but,
I'm
okay.
factoring in. They're going to call up at least one of the young guys, and Montas is out, and I trust the other 4 to at least
just
be
because
solid.
they're not Montas.
Well,
basically, right?
Well, I mean, I still think Senga. Now you're higher on Senga than I am. You know me. I never
but
loved
even
Senga.
my confidence is taken out. He looks.
I know, but he should be better than what he is right now. Is he going to be what he was in the beginning of the year? No, I think he'll be okay. My biggest issue is not. I think they'll be serviceable 4 to 5 inning starters. Senga, Holmes, Manaya. Whatever.
Peterson.
Yeah, definitely Peterson. I have the most confidence in him, and then one of the other young guys.
Okay, so that gets us to the bullpen. Scale of 1 to 10. You ripped down some of the names before, many of which are pretty good. Scale of 1 to 10, confidence in the pen.
9.5, like extremely.
9.5.
Oh, dude, yes. Extremely confident.
9.5.
I mean, I'm not going 10, but yes.
You got a Roscoe and McDowell down there?
No, Helsley, Diaz, Rogers.
All right, I got you. I know, it's pretty good.
And if you compare it to everybody else, that's to me that I have the most confidence in with the Mets.
Okay, lineup. And you can interpret that however you want. 1 through 9.
This is where I would probably go less. I'll go on the high end here, 6.
Fair.
That's the high end. Now if you're going individuals, still ultimate confidence in Soto, and I still have confidence that Lindor is going to get it turned around. Unfortunately,
Lindor's not finishing the next 2 months this way. There's no way he's finishing the season this way. I don't believe it.
He's just a streaky player.
Well, this is more than streaky. This is becoming a horrendous season.
But this year, but even look at his numbers. This year he started out well.
I know.
And now has faltered.
Yep.
But I believe that there's going to be an uptick at some point. So
yeah.
I believe in Lindor, Soto, Alonso to a certain extent. Nimmo, I probably have a 2 confident. Like I'm done with Nimmo. Dude, months ago I said I would trade
Nimmo. We're kind of sharing the same thing with him. All right, defense 1 through 10.
Probably 5.
Listen, the Mauricio play at third base the other day. Remember the play? I guess
he's the guy I trust at third.
I know. That was a tough play, but that was a play that jumped out to me here. Lindor's been very sloppy at shortstop. Did you see the play? I forget who was on first base for the Brewers. It was like a 3-hopper to left field in front of Nimmo, and the runner went first to third?
Yeah.
On a ground ball to left field.
Yeah, come on, it can't happen.
You don't see that. He's got a noodle
Don't trust Nimmo. Center field serviceable.
Yeah, Mullins is fine.
Soto's fine,
He's
but
fine
obviously
out there
not
for
plus. No, Alonso's not a great defensive first baseman, despite what some want to tell you. Like he's okay.
He's fine.
He can't throw.
Yep.
He's just not great there. And if Lindor's not a plus part of the equation, which he's not this year, you've got problems.
So what number did you give? I'm sorry.
5.
Okay, 5. So
and that's probably that's being
okay. So
generous.
Let me just make sure I have this right. Starting pitching 1 through 10. Sal gives him a 7.
Yeah.
Bullpen 1 through 10, 9.5.
Yep.
Most confidence by far. Lineup 1 through 10, 6.
Yeah.
Defense 1 through 10, 5.
Right.
Base running.
I think they're good on the base pass.
Yeah, I mean,
7.
And I was saying this when you were off. Like the Yankees' base running gaps have been atrocious. I'm not saying that the Mets have 9 brilliant base runners, but it's not egregiously bad.
You could probably put 8. They've been good in that they don't do it often, but they are
When they run, they're selective.
Yeah, very efficient.
Well, Soto's got 20. You know, I'm with you on that.
You know why I demerit a little bit? Oh, did we talk about this when Lindor got the base hit down the line against Cleveland?
We
They
didn't
held
talk
the
about
runner
this.
at third.
No, we did not.
I would have been aggressive in that spot.
Okay.
Mendy disagreed. I would have put the pressure on the... Dude, you know what? Putting the pressure on the team there. Ball's in the right field corner.
Make a throw.
Cleveland's got to make a perfect throw to save the game from being over. Mets took him off the rope saying that, hey, you know what? We got a lot. We'll play it conservative. So I want a little more aggression from both the Mets and the Yankees.
I think the Yankees third base coach is too aggressive.
Yeah.
He's a clown show sometimes.
I'd rather see them, not just the third base coach, although in that spot, yes, when specifically
you know what I'm talking
standing
about.
with
That
the hard
one play,
hitter.
yeah.
Good.
All right, last one here. And this is going to be a tough one for you. And it's tough because there's the least amount of data. The manager, scale of 1 to 10.
I'm confident in Mendy.
I know you're confident, but 1 to 10.
8. Okay. Maybe 9. Like,
Okay.
just without going over the top. But I don't think he's the issue. Now, he's got to figure this out. Hey, put it this way. We could sit here and you could say, well, the Mets aren't that good or the Yankees aren't that good. I could say, well, I still believe in the Mets and Yankees. Bottom line is this. We're going to find out in September and potentially October. Then from there, if they don't get the job, like if the Mets don't make the playoffs, then I think you need significant changes where I've been saying change the core for a while. And I still believe in that. Anything but Soto, as far as I'm concerned, can go. The problem is you're...
Lindor, too?
If you find a taker, I'm tired of the inconsistencies. And he's only going to get worse as he gets older as far as the defense goes. Now, he's not going anywhere, so it doesn't even mean anything if I say that.
I'm just curious, for you to say that's interesting.
If they miss the playoffs, I would be looking at it as if I'm Stern saying... I'm keeping Soto. I'm going to bring up some of the young guys. Everybody else here can go.
And Mendy 100% safe if they don't make the playoffs?
No,
if it's your team.
I think he's safe now, but I think then if he can't figure out how to maximize what is one of the most talented teams in Mets history, then yeah, you better believe, and he knows it. You better believe he's going to be under the gun. That's one thing I like about Mendy. He said flat out, hey, I know it. If we struggle, I get it. I get the that's why I love him. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls here. Mets and Yankees, 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Before you begin your road trip, you need to ask yourself the important questions. Like, do you really need 5 full suitcases? How about your full-size volleyball net? And what if they don't have your favorite hot sauce in Idaho? Fortunately, the answers are here. With the new Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. So go ahead, pack more. Bring the essentials and the not-so-essentials. It's up to you. Your adventure rolls on either way. The new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro with class-leading cargo space and second-row legroom. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second-row legroom and cargo space behind second-row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on the Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The 2025 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back. Where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. This is where tradition meets trending. And every moment, history. August 18th through September 7th. And for the first time ever, the Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 24th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. Spectacular awaits.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 15% off at ChefIQ.com.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for the game or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part, you call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a few weeks supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey guys, if you're ready to pop the big question, discover why 5 generations have purchased their diamonds from H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Since 1910, the Gross family has been the place Long Island gets engaged, and where you'll find all the latest styles and rings and a huge selection of GIA-certified diamonds. Save yourself all the hassle and come to H.L. Gross, where you'll get the guaranteed best price, as well as the best education and guidance in picking out the perfect ring. H.L. Gross Jewelers, Long Island's premier bridal ring store at 840 Franklin Avenue in Garden City, or at hlgross.com.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
It's out. We're back. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get back to the calls just a second. You mentioned something about Hal that you wanted to bring up before, BT. Let's get to that.
Yeah, I said this yesterday. It's something that I would want to see. What does it do? Who the hell knows? But in my opinion, I think it's time Hal said something. Like, he is just too silent. He is too detached. And I'm not saying that he's got to change personality and throw fastballs and barbs like his dad, because he's much more composed. He's just a completely he's as anti-George, really. Right. But don't you think there comes a point, now maybe they avert this because they won last night, maybe they sweep the Twins, it gets healthy, whatever. I still believe that people should be put on notice by Hal in however he wants to do it, his own way, not overly bombastic. Don't you think that the Yankee owner at some point needs to say something?
Well, I know we have some fun with it and joking around about the King Cohen stuff, but I like hearing from him. At least it's showing like, hey, I know what's going on here. I have to love it, but I still believe in the team. At least acknowledging it to a certain extent. Yeah, I'd like to hear from Hal. Now, again, like we'd like to hear, like, yeah, you know what? If this continues, we're going to change everything from top to bottom, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to get that, but at least some kind of addressing the fans, forget the media, but addressing the fan base, letting them know, like, hey, this type of play is, however he wants to do it, his own way. We know with George, with the missive, that Mike and Chris used to have fun with the missives all the time. Like, we know we'd get something from him, and it would basically be, hey, this is unacceptable, what's going on, whatever it may be.
Yeah, Mike would actually rattle the paper.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of in-between there.
Correct.
Just say, it just make you feel like, I know it's a rational...
Make us know that you have a pulse.
All right.
I mean, that you're watching what we're watching.
I know. Now, we know that he is.
I understand that.
But there is something that makes us feel better about it when he at least acknowledges it, even in a benign way like Cohen did with the Mets.
It's so true. And think about this. When I was off that first show, your theme was basically culture and accountability.
Yeah.
And a statement like that really satisfies both. It's a culture of expectation, and when you address it, you're addressing it because it's not being met. And again, you say it in your own style. You don't have to be a lunatic, like not how you or I would say it if we owned the team, or even George back in the day. But you say it, and then you put everybody on notice in your own way. It's an expectation thread. I don't know why he is always so reticent to do that. He never does that.
Yeah, it's just maybe just not in him.
I wish it was.
And that's why kind of before, just to tie it all in before we get back to the calls here, at some point, there's got to be some acknowledgement from the Yankee hierarchy that understands that even with the result of getting the World Series a year ago, big picture, even with the consistent success, for the most part, something is just not working. And I get the feeling that you remember you were saying this when we first were together a couple years ago, bleed out. If they missed the postseason, that's kind of like bleeding out. And I don't think they would get a pass this time. I don't know that. I don't know what they're thinking as far as Cashman goes. And I'm talking about Cashman. I'm not talking about Boone. I'm talking about like until you change Cashman and then let whoever comes in reassess everything, including maybe more specifically the analytical department. Nothing's going to change. If they miss the postseason, I get the feeling that maybe Hal and ownership would be more likely to make a change here.
And by the way, Sal, it's not just like a pound of flesh. I don't need my owner stomp at a table. Yeah. It's not even for the theatrical aspect of it. It just, when we talk about how far the Yankees are from what they were, and there was just a gold standard, and if it wasn't met, there was instant repercussion. Just kind of speaking to it in your own tone and in your own way, it reinforces that you are still the Yankees. Like, when the Yankees are dry, I know they won last night. Fantastic. I'm happy, but I don't think that changes the big picture for me at all. But when they're drowning for the last couple of years in the middle of the season every year for months, and nothing is said, I just don't understand it, and I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I'd like to have some kind of something from Hal here, whether it's on X or whether it's to the media. 888, or you want to call us at 888-808-1019. Marcelo is calling from Miami. What's up, Marcelo?
How's it going, Sal? Love the show. Listen to you guys every day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm feeling kind of like you when it comes to the Mets, but I don't really have the positivity that you have. And I wish I could be that way as a fan, because listening to you, I know you're like that with the Knicks, the Mets. But this season is reminding me of 2007, and it's really not a good thing when we had to fire Willie Randolph and bring in Jerry Manuel for some kind of a change. And that season, even though there was a change, it didn't end well. It was the worst collapse ever. And feeling that way, it's not a good thing. And I don't know. This is just making me remember the other day when you said Lindor was going to be the best shortstop of all time. And I'm like, what?
Who said that?
No, that was Hoff. That wasn't Sal.
I was like, I didn't say that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well,
crazy. Yeah, well, we did. And thanks for the call, Marcelo. We appreciate you checking in and appreciate the kind words. I hate taking these days off because I'm getting texts like, yesterday I'm getting a text from the ghost pest control guys. I told you they do some of the... Dude, I've had some issues there. My God.
You had a snake a month ago. What'd you have, a raccoon the other day?
Yeah, the house just smelled like raccoon.
Everybody telling you to get out. Go back to Long Island.
So you're not kidding. A skunk, right? What I said, raccoon, skunk. Yeah, so they were texting me the other day, like Arizona State, and I'm like, this is yesterday. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not... And then they're like, I thought maybe you were sick or something like that. I was like, no, it was BT. I don't know.
What was it
Murphy.
about?
Who I guess
Pat
Murphy,
Murphy, of course. No, I was giving him. I love the way the Brewers play.
So then maybe
I was saying that they play collegiately, and I said Notre Dame, and I think I said Florida State, so it was Arizona State.
I believe
and
so,
Notre
because
Dame.
one of the guys Zach played at Arizona State, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I'm off. And now you get Marcelo saying that I said Lindor's the greatest shortstop ever.
Yeah.
That was Hoff. I didn't say that.
Ask him. He said
Come
it.
on. No, I didn't say that. But back to the point, CBT, this is kind of who I was addressing before. He referenced 2007. This is not 2007. Like, the Mets they didn't have a huge division lead, 17 games to go with 7-game lead with 17 games to go. That's not what's happening. If anything, I think we could see the reverse of 2007, where the Mets can catch the Phillies, where it seems right now like it's impossible for the Phillies to lose the NL East. That's how it feels. We all feel it. We're all watching it. We're all living it together. Right now, 6-game lead and getting worse by the day for the Mets, as for a 6-game deficit, getting worse by the day for the Mets, it seems like it's an impossibility they could win the NL East. Things change quickly. All of a sudden, the Mets go on a heater. The Phillies lose 4 out of 5. And then what? Now you're right back in the thick of things and season back on, division back on. So, no, I don't see the comparisons at all to 2007 with this group.
I don't disagree. Although, listen, I don't. I'm actually with you. But I was looking at the 2007 stats, and it means nothing in terms of collapses or what this team might do. But, I did like that lineup better. Obviously, David Wright was fantastic. Delgado had a good season. Beltran was a stud. Not that it really matters. Reyes was obviously terrific. I agree. I think the Mets could win this division. I don't think that they will, but I'm not like...
But even if they don't, it's not 07-like.
No, I'm with you. I'm not reaching for the tombstone and saying that the Mets will lose 19 of 25 and languish to an 81 finish. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying, specific to both teams, is I don't think either team's good enough to win the World Series.
That's fair enough.
all I'm saying.
And that's a different conversation. Think about it this way.
Or get there, by the way.
Okay, fair enough. Think about it this way, as it pertains to the division. Did anybody expect the Mets to win the division going into the year?
I'd have to double-check the odds. The Mets were around... No, the Braves were supposed to be a lot better.
Phillies.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm not absolving that. Hey, go win the division. They want to win the division. I want to see them win the division. It's not just let's get in and see what can happen here. No, they want to go win the division. Well, go do it. Show us that you're big boys. Now, where I would say the comparisons to 07 is that after the 07 collapse, they needed to break up the core of that team, and they never did. If they don't make the postseason this year, I'll take it a step further. Even if they make the postseason but get ousted quickly, I would not be patient running it back with the same group of guys again. McNeil out, Alonso out. I'd trade Nimmo for whatever I could, and if I could move Lindor, I would. Soto's the only thing I would keep and try to build it around him. But I would be aggressive in cleaning house, because now it's not just 1 year. It's that this team can't look the Braves in the face. Remember, 2022, they got beat.
I remember it
last
all.
year, even the postseason run, they were going to...
That was the year Chris Bassett really pitched the only good game down there in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Bassett. They still had DeGrom, Bassett, and Scherzer at the time.
Yep.
But either way, Lindor, Alonso, McNeil, Nimmo, that core got punked again by the Braves. So let's see how it plays out. It's August 12th. There's plenty of time here.
Would you like the updated odds, or should I say? I'm going to say this for both the Yankees. We do this from time to time here with PT and Sal. The updated odds in terms of projected win totals, projected winning percentage for division, and playoff viability. I got them.
All right, and when we come back, we'll do a little bald face live with Hoffy. Make sure you decide, you decipher whose voice is who here. BT, me, and then Hoff. Don't put us on the line here if Hoff's saying anything crazy in his bald face live. We'll do that when we come back. 888-808-1019.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 101.9 FM.
The Red Sox are not making the playoffs despite their hotness lately. Write that down.
What, you want to bet on that?
Yeah, what do you want to bet?
I don't know, but I want to bet that because they're making the playoffs.
Okay.
Well, we'll think of something.
Loser can't leave the room until they complete the 999 challenge.
I like that.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The Big Ten and SEC showed up, but no one took control. Together, they packed 16 teams into the AP Top 25 that was released Monday, but voters couldn't agree on who's best. Texas leads the poll. Penn State and Ohio State follow, but 6 different teams got first-place votes. It's crowded at the top, and for once, nobody's sure who's running the sport. I'm Maggie Gray.
DQ presents The Sound of Happy. Hear that?
That's the DQ Chicken Strip Basket. Only $7.49 for a limited time. We're talking 4 100% white meat seasoned chicken strips served with fries, Texas toast, and DQ's signature country gravy. Yeah, you heard that right. For crunch time and no time, it can only be the DQ Chicken Strip Basket. Just $7.49 for a limited time. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sunny skies today with a high around 87, low 69.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
The Fun in the Sun event is on at Nielsen Dodge. Your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram is here with 0 down payment, 0% financing available, and the credit help you deserve. Now that's fun.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude X 4x4, just $359 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
You can get up to $1,500 over book value for any trade.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So, for super hot deals and fun savings, remember, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event.
With approval term Jeep 24 Ram 42 months due at sign, Jeep 4654 Ram 4989 and tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan. Presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best. Those selfies you take now will shape memories that will last a lifetime. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Only 2 milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. So learn about the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Don't risk your life and all those wonderful memories you're creating. Stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Know all the risks. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov.
Now, time for Bold Face Lie, Bold Face Truth with Brenton Tierney and Sal Licata.
All right, BT, here we have it. A little Bold Face Truth, Bold Face Lies we do every Tuesday at 11:40. Hoffy, what do you have for us today?
Let's start with you, Sal.
Oh, Hoff seems a little ornery today.
No, it's my first day
You
back.
got a fresh
too.
haircut, I noticed.
Did I?
Yeah.
I did.
Did you
yes.
not?
I know I did. I forgot I did.
Take the hat off.
You get the hat on, but a nice little,
Yeah, I got a little
shave the beard.
Shavage.
I noticed on the
On the
side a
sides.
little buzz cut. All right. Yeah, you were off yesterday as well. All right,
Yeah.
welcome back.
Thank you, guys.
What do you did the Giants game? He was in Buffalo
I was
for the
in Buffalo.
Giants.
Whoa.
How was that?
It was all right.
Okay.
The wings were okay.
Yeah, I know.
The scenes were all right.
Buffalo is, Buffalo. All right, Hop.
Buffalo's quiet.
What do you got for us?
I tried to make the best of it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
All right. Bald-faced lie, bald-faced truth. Sal.
Yeah.
Will Warren will pitch in the playoffs this season as a starting pitcher?
Fried, Rodon, Schlittler, Warren. Who am I forgetting here? Heel. So it's going to be Fried, Rodon, Heel for sure. Yeah, I think he is. I think Warren is going to be. I mean, I trust him right now more than I do Heel. Heel, thank God, was good the other day.
Yeah,
The
it was pretty
Yankees
good the
needed
other day. Yeah.
I'd say that's a bold-faced truth. I think if you do the math, it's either him or Schlittler. Assuming that everybody stays healthy, obviously, if no health, all bets are off. Yeah, I think Warren's been one of the more reliable, more consistent guys here, BT. I would trust him more so than some of the others. I'm going to say it's a bold-faced truth.
I'm going to say bold-faced lie, and I like Will Warren. I do. He's got good stuff. Now, I think his off-speed stuff needs to get up to where his fastball is. He strikes out a lot of guys, and last night you saw it against a Twins team that just, based on the numbers, does not hit fastballs well. So it was a good matchup. You face a better team, more disciplined, like the Astros, another team, Tigers, whatever, Red Sox, Blue Jays. I think they'd hit him more, and I do like Will Warren. I'm bullish on the future,
Right.
but no. I'm going to say bold-faced lie. He will not get the baseball as a starter in the postseason.
But then, so
if they get there.
you're going to go Schlittler instead?
Yes.
Wow.
I love Schlittler.
Really?
I like him a lot, yeah. And I like Warren.
Over Warren in the postseason?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good for a 2-run homer right out of the get-go, Schlittler.
Yeah, so is Warren.
Yeah.
Generally.
I think Will Warren has had like 17 games where he's pitched given up 2 earned runs or less.
Was there a reason that prompted this other than his start last night, or you were just looking ahead saying Warren?
I mean, I just honestly we are getting closer to the playoffs. You have to start to think about the rotation.
Actually, it seems like we're getting further from the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
the more
I know,
this
they're
thing
going
goes on.
What else you got?
Ball-faced lie,
That's a good question.
ball-faced truth, BT.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors will be ready to play week 1 of the regular season.
Well, I think you should answer this. You were just in Buffalo with him.
He wasn't there.
No, but I'm saying the intel, the connections, you piped in more than we are at this point. You're around the team now. I would say ball-faced truth. I mean, maybe some of that's born out of unfounded optimism because without Malik Neighbors, Giants offense looks very different. I'll say bold-faced truth and hope that throwing the dart is on the money.
You know what would have been a money question, Hoff? And maybe we could just do this as a topic, but whatever. Who's more important to the offense, Andrew Thomas or Malik Neighbors? Because for me,
I think it's easy. It's Thomas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we all get caught up on the sexy wide receiver and Neighbors. So my bigger issue would be, is Thomas going to be ready? I have my doubts about him. I do think it's a bald-faced truth. Neighbors will be ready week 1. I think with wide receivers sometimes, there's no need to have Neighbors going out there taking any extra hits at this particular point. I'm sure you'll see him in the preseason, maybe this week.
I hope. Jets-Giants.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
Maybe against the Jets, you'll see him out there. I have just my gut feel. Now, again, I have no intel. My gut feel is I think Neighbors will be fine. I do not have that same gut feel about Thomas. I'm concerned about Andrew Thomas. Go ahead, Off.
Bald-faced lie, bald-faced truth. Sal.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter was right for not going to Old Timers Day.
That's a good question. I'm going to still say you are. I'm going to still say it's a bald-faced lie. I don't want to hear the excuses. You're Derek freaking Jeter. They're honoring the 2000 team. Come on. You got to be there. Make it work. It's one day a year. Figure it out with the Yankees. It's bad on both the Yankees and Jeter. If he couldn't do this date, then they should have accommodated him, which is why I don't ultimately believe that Like, I got to believe the Yankees are smarter than that.
100%.
So they went to Jeter. He just didn't want to be a part of it for whatever reason. But what I will say is he does come out looking smart to a certain extent. Old Timers Day was a bust. It just didn't seem...
Doesn't feel the way it used to.
No, it's a big difference between Mickey Mantle and Homer Bush.
Yogi Berra.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, all these guys. Whitey was there forever.
I know. But still,
depressing, actually.
I get it, but still, you see Willie Randolph out there, Jorge Posada, even though, like, O'Neill, Clemens out there, even though those guys, like, I hated those guys in the Dynasty, and we feel like it's yesterday watching those guys pitch. It is almost 30 years, actually. It is 30 years ago.
That's
25
crazy.
From the 2000 team, but, like, Jeter's got to be a part of it, even if it's not the same as it used to be with the all-time greats with the Yankee legend.
DiMaggio coming out in a suit. I mean, Scooter. No, it's never going to be that way again. It's just not. Even like Goose and some other players that are kind of have alienated themselves from the program, from the franchise at this point. It was good to see Greg Nettles back. It had been a while since Greg was there. I'm with you. It's been diluted. I love it. I watch it. I record it. I saw, I do absorb it all. I really do enjoy it, but it's not the same. All right, so the question, just frame the question. I know my answer. I lost sight of the question again.
Derek Jeter was right for not going to Old Timers.
A ball-faced lie, 100% lie. I mean, nonsense. I think he comes across looking incredibly petty. There is nobody on this planet that can convince me otherwise that it wasn't born out of an issue with either Cashman or something else in the organization. And at that point, I would tell Derek, because I'm just not buying the part about the party. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I would say put your big boy pants on and go out there and do it for your teammates. It was the Subway Series. First of all, it doesn't matter what World Series it was, but the fact that it was the Subway Series and it was against the Mets, and for you not to be there, I think is very, very petty. I think it's weak. And I think, Derek King, the almighty King Derek, who is never besmirched in the court of public opinion, I think that he pissed off a decent amount of Yankee fans. And I don't think what I'm saying right now is rogue. I'm not saying everybody agrees with that. But I think there's a greater percentage than maybe you or Hoff or others would think. I think a lot of Yankee fans are turned off by that, and they should be.
Yeah, but to me, that would show more, like, if I'm a Yankee fan, I'm more mad at the organization because I think that Jeter...
At the organization?
Yeah, because I think Jeter has some issues with Cashman.
Well, too bad. Get over it.
I'm just saying that, but that's been there before.
But you're not going to fire him. Well, I mean, I would have fired Cashman 5 years ago, but you're not going to fire Cashman just to satisfy his old-time demand.
By the way, I'm unsure how these old-timers day work. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I know that they were honoring the 2000 team specifically, 25-year anniversary.
Which they didn't do back in the day. They just brought everybody back.
Okay, but that's my point. So it wasn't all 2000 Yankees.
No, because Fred Stanley, who filled in for Willie, I think in 78 and hit 420 playing second base. Fred Stanley, who actually played, he got in that bat. God bless him. He's 78 years. Like, there was some randomness. Nettles wasn't on the 2000
team. That's what I'm saying. Well, Willie, I don't know if he was a coach, but he wasn't on the 2000 team.
No.
So, and then the Mets are doing the same thing with their alumni game, whatever they're calling it, September 13th, where it's like, oh, well, it's only from 2015 on because it was so something like that. I forget exactly what they're saying.
Is it a game or like an acknowledgement?
No, they are going to play a game.
Well, maybe that. Okay, I love the games.
Their game actually made the Yankees, I think, have a game because the Yankees were not going to play a real game at that point.
They hadn't done it for a couple of years since COVID, which was ridiculous.
But then with the Mets, I'm like, where's Doc? And he's not getting invited. So like,
Doc looked huge.
Yeah, I know.
His belly is massive.
I know, but still, so Doc Gooden could get invited to the Yankees Old Timers Day, but not at the Mets alumni game.
Wait, but the Mets didn't invite him, or he just can't go?
He's not invited to the next one that's coming up in September.
What?
So then I was going to ask you, like, was A-Rod invited to this?
No.
So that's
wait. Let me take that back. I don't know for sure. I don't know the answer to that question.
But don't you think if he were, he would go?
I think yes. I think, and again, just getting to know him a little bit now, I don't want to speak for Mighty Stretch, but I would think that it means so much for him to like reconnect with the fans and make amends and fix those bridges that were burned in some regards. I think he'd show no matter what if he was invited.
So now their excuses say, well, we don't want to invite A-Rod because it's 2000 specific, but it's really not. Same thing with the Mets. Like, if there's an issue with Doc Gooden, well, they could say, well, it's 2015 specific or whatever it is. But in reality, it's not. Like, it's either Old Timers Day or it's not. And if you have an Old Timers Day, right?
Like, great. I never looked at it that way.
It's pretty simple, though.
Yeah. Like, you played for us at some point. We want you back. Come on back.
There's certain levels of Old Timers, sure. There should never be, in my opinion, an Old Timers Day or a Mets Alumni Day that does not include Dwight Gooden as long as he's here.
I couldn't agree more.
And if you're saying it with the Yankees, like they did invite Jeter, he didn't want to show up. But even A-Rod, like, is he an old timer for the Yankees? He is.
I know he is.
So there should not be a Yankees Day, an Old Timers Day, without some of the Yankee greats. I mean, A-Rod did it in 2000. That's a long time ago now.
Think about how different it would feel when they're introducing the players. Now, Reggie Jackson's not there.
Right.
He's, he turned coat, went to the Astros, and then he left the Astros. I don't know what's going on. Who cares
even
what Reggie?
for this, he couldn't get,
I don't know where their relationship is. I'm just not a Reggie guy. I met him a couple times. Just wasn't particularly nice, whatever. So I'm just not a big Reggie Jackson fan.
But you were as a kid?
No, I actually was not. I loved Nettles. I loved Willie. I just was not a big Reggie. I don't know why. Loved Winfield, and then, of course, Donnie.
I know you were on vacation that week, but when we had Willie at the Joe Torre thing, I kept telling him, like, oh, dude, you got to come in studio. He said he would do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot made of when he was on last time. I don't know if Willie's comfortable with that. But either way, I was like, dude, BT loves you. Like, he knows the show.
Willie Randall's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he said you got to come in studio.
I told you, dude, when I was at Michael K's wedding, Willie had gone down to spring training early, and Michael got married, I think it was in February. I think it was Valentine's Day weekend years ago, and Willie's wife was there. And who I had never met. And she came up to me, and I believe Willie's daughter or both daughters, I know at least one daughter. Anyway, Willie's wife came up and said, hey, I'm so, I forget her first name, Mrs. Randolph. Yeah. Such a pleasant, awesome woman. And she's like, I just wanted to thank you for how you defended my husband on SNY, because I was bagging the Mets for the way they just cut him in Anaheim. Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing about SNY, and I know they let you do this as well, they let you say whatever you want. There is not an ounce of censorship on SNY. I mean, I was crushing them, and they didn't say a peep about it, but Willie's wife was very appreciative. So if we ever get Willie in studio, hey, first of all, he's got both the Yankee and the Met angle. Yeah. It's just a phenomenal thing. But the old timers, I know we just jumped around a little bit. It's a mishmash of Lord knows what. No disrespect. I don't need Homer Bush. I don't need some dude who had 9 at-bats or was a pinch runner. Come on. Bring back the big boys. Get the heavy artillery, will you?
Yeah. Unless you were doing this team-specific, like Shane Spencer could show up because they're honoring 2000.
Yeah, but even he went on a home run barrage. He wasn't just Homer a little Bush. Tiny. I mean, come on.
That dummy's down Yankees Old Timers Day. And all due respect, Homer. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Reset down with the king topic of the day. We'll get back to those Yankees, both Yankees and Mets, and your calls when we come back.
Swing on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees and Twins meet up in the Bronx. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations in New Jersey. 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. More inventory, featuring one of the East Coast's largest selections of new and pre-owned Mercedes-Benz vehicles. More convenience with 3 state-of-the-art service centers to keep your Mercedes-Benz running like new. And of course, legendary Ray Cattina customer service, where you always come first. Experience the power of 3 at benzfam.com.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for the game or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling, or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part, you call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a few weeks supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
This is Sal Licata. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. It's my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. Take it from me. You'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real fruit tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Visit Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12:01. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB, Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission, and by Duke's Mayonnaise. Join practice for the Giants and Jets this morning. Big Blue holding out Malik Neighbors with that lingering toe issue. But the Jets had Quinnen Williams back from his calf issue. Jermaine Johnson making his debut after coming off the PUP list. On the field, reports say the Giants' first-string offense struggling mightily against the Jets' first-string defense. Packers QB Jordan Love having a minor procedure on his left thumb. They expect him back at practice next week, and he should be fine for week 1. And Bills running back James Cook practiced this morning, pausing his hold-in. Head coach Sean McDermott said they have had some recent positive talks about an extension. And the Knicks, mentioned often when the NBA revealed some marquee games this morning ahead of the full schedule release on Thursday. The Knicks opener is Wednesday night, October 22nd, against the Cavs at the Garden. Cleveland comes back to MSG on Christmas Day, and Cooper Flagg brings the Mavs to town on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Fan weather sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. From simple sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they're the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com today. It's 83 under clear skies in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Boone.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata back on the Fan on this Tuesday now afternoon. We are down with the king topic of the day, and it is the Yankees, BT, off of their win last night. Really, it's both the Yankees and the Mets at this point in the show. 2 hours have come and gone here. You can check anything you missed on the free Odyssey app. But the Yankees off their win last night. Reason to maybe believe again in this group where hope is not all lost, and the Yankees could get healthier. Judge Boone telling the Talking Yanks podcast today, John Boy and Jake, that Judge is expected back at some point over the road trip. Back in the field, that could put Bellinger in left, Dominguez to the bench, Giancarlo at DH. Yankees could get right here. Bullpen, healthier and performing better, certainly with Luke Weaver doing what he did last night. Bednar solidified now in the closer's role. Things are looking up for the New York Yankees.
I don't like that tone.
What?
Just the way you said it. Listen, you know where I stand, dude. It's nice to get a win. I will never, turn them down, especially when things are going really awry and bleeding out a little bit here. But last night's win to me, in terms of regenerating confidence or reinstilling any sort of confidence, it really doesn't sound, because first of all, we've seen the script a million times for the Yankees. All right, what do? Twins show up, immediate roadkill. I got a stat for you. And I didn't even know that. I didn't say this last at the top of the show. I found it since 2002. The Yankees are 107-42 in the regular season against Minnesota, and 123-44 all-encompassing against Minnesota. That's the best record any team has against any other team in baseball. So they always beat the Twins. So I'm not going to. They'll win at least 2. They'll probably sweep them. And really, more than that, it's the recipe from last night is not the way you're going to win anything in October. You're going up against a kid who's overwhelmed, who's made 13 starts, who's been hammered to the tune of an ERA of 6 in his starts here. And they hit 4 solo shots. And, 4 home runs. Like, when you hit 4 home runs, at least give me 11, 12 runs. That tells you other facets of the team that have been very problematic. Not enough good at bats, not enough guys on base, not enough, hitting and running or moving guys along here. So, again, I'll take the win. Better than a loss here, but it doesn't change anything the way I feel about this team.
I understand that. I guess my talking point for the last, week or so, and as it pertains today to even last night, like, at some point, the Yankees are going to start winning games. Their offense is too good not to, and the schedule coming up is going to be beneficial to the Yankees, not to mention that their bullpen is better than what it was really all year long, so that's an advantage that they have right there. Judge has done nothing for how long now? Because he was out for 10 days. He's been back.
It's been about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's a significant time to have Judge do nothing. And with all that, feeling like it's god awful getting passed by the Red Sox, all that, the Yankees are still in a playoff spot. Like, now, could they lose that playoff spot? I guess they could, but I don't think that they're going to. That, to me, now, if they miss the playoffs, all bets are off. Like we talked about it before. I think major changes are going to come within the Yankee organization, meaning not just the manager. But if they make the playoffs, which I expect them to do, who's to say that they can't go on a run that they went on last year? Like, I wouldn't expect it. But I'm not one who thought that this team was better than they were a year ago. I thought they were better last year. Remember, too, the caliber of opponent is going to be better this year in the American League. Even if it is weaker, it's still more dangerous.
Yeah, they're going to hit Schoolball.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
No chance touching him.
Schoolball, you just saw what the Astros could do. So the Astros are dangerous. Schoolball, I know Seattle's got dangerous pitching as well. Boston themselves have good pitching. Toronto. So things are not looking easy in the American League, but I think you could certainly make a case for why you should remain at least optimistic as far as this year pertains with the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful, but it's really not rooted in a lot of things that are tangible. You know what I mean? It's more about maybe the circumstances and, hey, baseball's changed and short series, anything can happen. But here's the thing. It's funny. You mentioned the Astros, right? Now, I know you know this, but I'm not sure if everybody realizes Yordan Alvarez has played 29 games this year. He's missed over 100 games. We thought coming into the season that the Astros, they lost Bregman. Now you have Alvarez, who basically played only the first month of the season. If you told me that in February, hey, Alvarez going to miss almost everything and Bregman going to be gone, what are the Astros going to be? The Astros are resetting things. They're going to be roadkill here. They're going to win 80 games, whatever. The Astros, and that's the difference. Whereas you tell me about Aaron Judge missing 3 weeks, I know you're not wrong, but the reliance on Aaron Judge to do everything. Now, Alvarez is not Aaron Judge, but Yordan Alvarez is an absolute freaking beast. Yeah. And the Astros they've gotten better.
I think we're saying the same thing. Like, I don't believe in this Yankee team. I never have believed in this Yankee team as far as being a World Series team. I can never get behind the way they operate. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the way that this Yankees regime constructs a roster. I don't believe in the way that they go about the lineup. Like, I don't believe in the lack of accountability, the developing the players. That's an organizational-wide thing. However, I also did not believe in them a year ago, and they went to the World Series. That's all that I'm saying. So while it was never a good argument to say, well, look at everybody else, I think it does pertain to Major League Baseball because it's just the way of the sport. There are tremendous inconsistencies with even the best of teams in today's baseball. Furthermore, that once you get to the postseason, whether you win 120 games or 88, if you're in, anything could happen. And I hate to say that, and I still don't believe the Yankees are going to the World Series. I don't believe they're a World Series team, but with the bullpen, with their bats, if Judge goes on a tremendous heater, along with Giancarlo in the postseason, you tell me the Yankees can't with their bullpen and with
they could. I mean, they could. I don't feel it, but I'll grant you what you just said. I hear you.
Right now, we don't feel it. Similar with the Mets, where how can you feel anything but negativity with the Mets right now? Losers of 11 of 12 games. Like, that's a rough stretch. A good team should never lose 11 of 12 games, especially when you factor in that they're healthy. Like, this should not be happening. Division slipping away from them. But we saw them win 2 weeks ago 7 games in a row. Who's to say that they can't win 7 in a row starting tonight? And I do believe that tonight's going to be the beginning of the turnaround for this team and make things interesting once again in that division. And again, even rock bottom for the Mets. Think about what we're saying. And it was, I mean, it better have been rock bottom on Sunday. That's as bad as it gets. Blowing a game, a 5-0 lead after you blow a game where your guy gets thrown out at home. Like, it has just been, the Mets are finding just brutal, one worse than the next, brutal ways to lose these games. They get into the postseason, anything's possible. Not just because it's the postseason, anything's possible, because I do believe they have the guys, specifically Soto in the lineup, a loaded bullpen. They do have the recipe to have success once they get there.
You know what's nuts here? And because they just played the Brewers, it's fresh on my mind. Now, from a Met perspective, the validity in what I'm about to say might not ring as true because you guys beat them in the playoffs last year. You sent them home. Pete taking Devin Williams probably is what cooked Devin Williams, and he comes here. That was the final shot to his big-time baseball career, but because he's cooked here, he's never going to be the closer again. If he is, they're nuts. But I think that and it really hit me during the weekend. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. In the steroids, Giambi comes here. Oh, just more muscle, home run. Of course we love home runs. But wasn't it fun? Maybe not for you because there was the Mets were playing. But watching their style, isn't that an awesome style of baseball to watch?
Yes. Putting the bat on the ball against Helsley.
Running the bases.
Yeah, understood. Taking the extra base. That's how you win baseball. I love that. I'd like to see the sport get more back to that.
Yeah.
It's something I think both the Mets and Yankees need to do. You want the star, but you want the other stuff around it. But now my question is going to be, when have the Brewers ever won anything with significance? And do you believe that push comes to shove in October, are they now maybe they do, I don't know. But do you believe that the Brewers are the best team in baseball right now? Are they going to continue this for the next month and a half plus October?
Probably not. But they feel different this year than they did a year ago. And I'll give you this, too, back to the Yankees and the Mets again in terms of style. How about a hybrid version of Milwaukee where eventually, how you draft, how you develop, how you play, style, it kind of looks like the Brewers, only you have a New York payroll. So you do have that superstar. You have a Judge. You have a Soto. And then you have the other pieces around it. And speaking of the salary, so we know, listen, in terms of just allocation now, all right, the Mets are at $339, the Yankees are at $298. You are talking about $640 million of, in my opinion, what is a mangled mess of baseball rosters.
Right.
Yankees have a multitude of issues. Mets have a multitude of issues. How poorly could you spend $640 freaking dollars?
I know, but think about it this way. Literally a week ago, right? Because the Mets have lost 7 straight games. The Brewers have won 10. A week ago, the Mets were 4 games worse than the Brewers. So with all that being said, how great, how well the Brewers play, how bad the Mets have been, whatever you want to say. 1 week ago, there was a 4-game difference between the two teams. Now it's much more significant because the Brewers have won 10 straight.
And they played each other.
Okay, Brewers have won 10 straight, Mets have lost 7 straight, so now the Mets are 11 games behind the Brewers. So it seems like, wow, look at that disparity. But my point is that the whole season long, it was not like that. Right now, it's easy to say the Brewers are the best, the Phillies are the best.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays, whatever, pick a team in the American.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. That's why I'm not really saying
I get it.
To the total edge of the cliff here because you're not wrong.
And all I'm saying is I'm just trying to learn with it. I overreacted last year, overreacted this year, and overreacting.
Guilty. Me too.
Yeah, well, it happens. We do it. We're fans. We're supposed to be irrational. But I think the overreaction, like Mike Vaccaro, who I love.
He's the best.
He called the Mets over the weekend.
I saw that.
After not only referring to the Mets as the dog bleep days of August.
I remember that.
He said that they're a wretched baseball team.
I read it.
That, to me, is going over the top. Now, maybe he's proven to be right. Maybe the Mets missed the postseason.
I think now they are a wretched team right now.
Yeah, but
the way they're playing on a nightly basis for a while, they are as bad as you can be.
But then you could say they're playing wretched baseball. And even that, I wouldn't even say that they're playing wretched baseball. They've been getting beat in brutal, crushing ways. I don't look at this team and say this is a wretched baseball team. I've seen more than enough, and so has Vac throughout the course of his life, to know
they see more than us.
The difference between a wretched baseball team and what the Mets are. They're still in the postseason. So, and I'm not trying to go after him specifically.
No, listen, you and I talk about him. We love him.
Yeah, we love him.
He's the best columnist in my lifetime in New York City, in my opinion.
I guess my point is that we have to evolve with the way the sport is evolving. And even teams that go through a wretched stretch, losing 11 of 12, looking god-awful, it's still not all hope is lost, where there are pieces in place and reason to believe it can get turned around sooner than later.
Sensible sound.
It's not. I don't know what's going on. I know, believe me. I'm thinking to myself, like, have I gotten, seriously, this is me. Now I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm thinking to myself, okay, am I being this way because of our relationship with Boone? Am I being this way because I went and talked with Mendy for a little bit? And I really had to do some self-evaluating, make sure I'm not doing that. And I don't believe that I am. I was critical of this team, and I will be critical of this team. I think Lindor's been awful. Nimmo has been useless. Now, I said I would have traded Nimmo months ago, and people are like, I would have traded Nimmo months ago. I would have traded Alonso years ago. So I have core issues, fundamental beliefs why I don't believe this roster is a World Series winning team. I thought Soto would elevate them to a point and maybe they could get by that. So I'm not saying that they're perfect, but I also got to be realistic and say, hey, you know what? If this is rock bottom and they're still in the playoffs, and then in the postseason, what we saw a lesser Mets team do a year ago, why wouldn't I think a team with Soto could do even better with a healthier rotation and a much better bullpen? I think all is right there to where in 2 months we could be looking back at this saying we were crazy to think that the Mets were an awful team where they could go on a run.
It's on the table. It's on the table for both teams. I don't feel it. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I will be, but I'd be happy if I am. Here's the bottom line, too. Like, when you look at the Yanks and the Mets, right? To me, both teams are busted. Both teams have so many flaws that I believe will get in the way of them winning a championship. All right? I'm on the record, whatever. But the difference in terms of analysis, like the day-to-day conversation between the Yankees and the Mets, there's got to be separation. And I'm clearly getting this. The level of scrutiny toward the Yankees must be more aggressive because Cashman's been there since the mid-'80s, not as the main guy, but you know what I'm saying. Fishman, Tim Naring, all the same people making the same decisions, the same roster construction flaws. Stearns just got there. Cohen's been here a half a decade. Howe's been here forever. It's very different. So it's not the same measurement, even though the Mets aspire to get to historically where the Yankees are. We all get that. That's what they're trying to do. And we'll see if that ever happens. But the analysis, I think, has to be shaped in a way that is a little more, for me, a little more fair to the Mets because they're so early in their new reset, if you will.
I'm glad that you said it because I don't know if I said that specifically, but alluding to that the last week or so. And then even earlier we talked about that. It's not that, the Met fans absolving the Mets from. No, it's that the Yankees, like it or not, are held to a higher standard because they are much further along. 30 years and counting, much further along the process. And that's why I have a hard time going hard at the Mets because a part of me is just thankful that they're relevant and in the conversation of being a playoff team, where I'd be going nuts saying that if they didn't have the roster worthy of a playoff spot and we're, again, 10 games out of the playoffs or 10 games under 500, that to me is when you go nuts. Right now, the results are going to be different. If they miss the playoffs or they get ousted, then you could go nuts. You could pick apart why that's the case, but it's not on the owner. You could start getting on the GM saying he's got to make better moves. The pitching was question mark going in. You could say the lineup construction, whatever you want to say. All fair. Mendoza. But the Mets as an organization are in the infancy stages of building what the Yankees have already built for 3+ decades. And the Yankees have been losing or falling short of the ultimate goal, winning a World Series, consistently for the same freaking reasons for how many years?
You nailed it. And the one thing, and I hate that this happens because I think about that too, a relationship with Boone, and I don't know Mendy, but I get you. Right. Same with Tino, if I have to hit St. John's, I try to step back and say, am I being clouded through relationships,
it's
right?
Not to be for what we do.
100%. 100%. Like, I try to get separation. I think I'm successful most of the time, but not perfect. Right. I'll give you that. But there is an element of vitriol that's crept into the Yankee conversation. Like, there is anger. Like, if you listened to the show yesterday, Sal was off. I mean, I took a blowtorch to all of them, and free Odyssey app, but I stand by what I said. No disrespect.
Geeks and nerds.
I stand by it all. Bunch of nerds who couldn't grip a bat, didn't know the difference between a 2-seam or a 4-seam, telling Aaron Boone what to do. Get lost, dude. Take your what is that? What's that? The mathematical device? No, not that. Take the protractor and just hit the mountains. Get lost, dude. But the bottom line is this. As much as I stand by what I said, the vitriol, it does sound almost angry, and maybe it's a little misguided, but it sounds misguided for some. I don't think it is. The Met reaction is not vitriolic, and it shouldn't be. The only way it should have been vitriolic pertaining to the new regime if Steve Cohen didn't make a run at Juan Soto. Then you could be sitting there, whoa.
Right.
Hey, you're worth $18 billion, dude. You bought this team. We went through the Wilpon nonsense. Why the hell aren't you doing what we thought you would do? But that's not the case.
Right. Also,
so it's not vitriolic.
Also being aggressive at the trade deadline.
All that stuff. Yeah, for sure.
It's on the players and the manager. Got to get the job done. But it's only August 12th. So to your point, you want to be, spew venom or whatever. There's a time to do that. It's, in my opinion, it's not August 12th, not the way that the sport has changed. BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll get back right to your calls when we come back. No more BT and I going back and forth. It's been a while. We'll get to the phones here, 888-808-1019.
New York sports is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. WFAN is the only place where Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets fans come together and sound off.
I like Soto. I mean, I like his attitude.
The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 15% off at chefiq.com.
Beth, you're in charge of ordering the tacos for the meeting today, yeah?
I'm not going to order the tacos.
What?
I'm going to Easy Cater the tacos. With Easy Cater, you can order from a huge variety of restaurants, track expenses, and save time.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, you're emailing the meeting notes, right?
No, I'm going to easy mail them. Where's my music?
Sorry, Ben. There's no Easy Cater for that.
Easy Cater, the easy way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection, 0.5 milligrams.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. It's the latest genius invention from Skechers, the comfort technology company. With Find My Skechers, there's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. You just pull up the insole and pop in the AirTag. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel it or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Imagine that, just one look at the phone and you can see where your kids' shoes are. No more wondering or worrying. It's as easy as that. Plus, they're machine washable and durable, so they're long-lasting. And Find My Skechers are available for boys and girls. Look, we all know Skechers is famous for comfort. And now they're giving us comfort of mind when it comes to our kids. Get Find My Skechers, Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTag sold separately.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Hey, New York. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, Verizon's offering Fios home internet and one line of mobile for just $69.99. Yes, that's right, just $69.99 per month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios for just $19.99 per month with autopay, mobile plus home discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store today to get this limited time offer and switch to our 100% fiber optic network and reliable 5G network. Fios, for eligible new Fios internet and mobile customers. Fios $15 monthly bonus discount applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. $99 Fios setup charge applies. Bring your phone. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best. Those selfies you take now will shape memories that will last a lifetime. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Only 2 milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. So learn about the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Don't risk your life and all those wonderful memories you're creating. Stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Know all the risks. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov.
This August, Route 22 Toyota is closing out the season with end-of-summer savings. Flip your current car into a brand-new Toyota with available zero-down leases on the area's largest selection of new Toyota models. Qualified buyers can score 0% APR financing for up to 72 months on select new Toyotas. Huge savings over the life of your loan. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Route 22 Toyota has all the makes and models of used cars starting under $10,000. Get them while they last. End of summer savings at Route 22 Toyota in Hillside, New Jersey.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Gee, it's good to be together again. I just can't imagine that you've ever been gone. It's not starting over, it's just going on. Together again.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. Yes, together. This is my favorite.
You like these guys?
Hey, the Muppets? What are you kidding me?
I thought this was Bert and Ernie.
Kermit? No, Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Together again. Is it from Muppets in Manhattan? What movies is Muppets Take Manhattan.
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Muppets Take Manhattan. All
You
right.
are a big Muppets guy.
Love the Muppets.
I know.
Yeah.
Sammy, too, right?
I took Sammy to the Museum of Moving Image when I was on vacation a couple weeks back, and they have a great Muppets display. Like, if that's your thing, that is a must.
Really?
First of all, it's a cool museum anyway.
Yeah.
It's right next door to where the old Fan Studios used to be in Astoria, the Kaufman Astoria Studios.
By the teacup, where they filmed Sopranos.
Yeah, Silver Cup Studios on that side. Yeah, so now it looks totally different. I'm like, wow, this looks totally different.
Really?
Meanwhile, it's like 25 years ago.
It's true.
But it is the Museum of Moving Image right there where we used to work at Kaufman Astoria Studios, which is still there. It's just totally different. They have old movies. Like, you like it.
Yeah.
I know knowing you're the old movie, but I'm not a museum person at all.
Well, neither am I. Museum? I mean, come on, museums. You go look at art. I mean, sculptures.
No, not art. But I'll give you the Muppet thing, for example.
Yeah.
So you walk in and there's Kermit. Now he's in a case, but they have the actual Kermit the Frog, or one of them. Big Bird's there. It's actually freaky, dude. To be honest with you.
How big is Big Bird?
It's the full size.
Is he bigger than Patrick Ewing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know how. Can you look up how tall Big Bird is? In fact, I'll tell you though, it's freaking scary. Now I'm holding Sammy. I'm like, oh, look at Big Bird. I'm trying to look the other way because I don't want to make eye contact. It's freaky, man.
Really?
Yeah.
What else was there?
Cookie Monster. Well, all of them, like all those things. But then even
Oscar the Grouch.
Big Bird, 8'2".
Wow, sign him up.
So imagine walking real life-size Big Bird thing, just sitting there with the blank stare in a case. Like,
I got you. I can see why it's a little freaky. I got
it
you.
is a little
I
freaky.
hear you.
But then they have all like, I don't know, just different pieces from different sets over the years, and things that are written of how Jim Henson created this stuff. Like really, and that's just one section. They could have the Star Wars movies. You know the Exorcist movie?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't really get into that one too, but I've seen it.
Me neither. But I walk in, I see that thing sitting there on one of the floors.
Really?
Yeah.
This is not even in Manhattan, huh?
No, it's in
Queens.
Astoria, Queens.
Interesting.
Museum of Moving.
Sammy like it all?
She enjoyed the Muppets part of it. Yeah. I mean,
she doesn't have a choice. I mean, but Daddy basically made her be a Muppets fan, a Mets fan.
She liked it more than I thought. All right, I promise we'd get back to the calls. Let's get back to the calls here. 888-808-1019. Allie is calling from Mayapack. What's up, Allie?
Hey, guys. Great show today. Thank you for taking my call. You guys are really on point with everything. And, as a Yankees fan, my question is to both of you guys. BT, you're talking about Fishman and analytics and on point with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year with the World Series, they had a perfect path to the World Series. Let's face it, the Royals and Guardians were not on the same level as the Yankees.
Yep.
But when they got against the Dodgers, they were totally exposed for their flaws. But my question is, when the Yankees didn't make the playoffs in 2023 and they brought in Saban and Minaya to be a balance to the analytics and bring in all that experience for roster construction and player development and player analysis and drafting.
I remember.
We see the same thing. So what was that just to throw a bone to the fans and make us think there were going to be some changes for all the 10 teams that Boone said has caught up to the Yankees?
No.
Nothing is different. Nothing is different.
That's true. Thanks for the call, Allie. I don't think it was like, hey, let's try to throw the fans off scent and make them think we're doing something different and bring these two guys in, Saban, who's been around forever, and Omar. No, I think that they were well-intentioned and that, they wanted to glean some different information from some very respected baseball people. My question always was, how much juice do they actually have?
Right, well, that's the point.
Well, are they going to stand up and usurp what Cashman says in a meeting down in Tampa? There's no way. No.
Well, maybe
I don't think so.
Maybe even less than Cashman. What about the analytical people?
Yeah, or them.
Hypothetically, if Omar Minaya, who I know well, I get to work with him at SNY for years, and I know he loves power. Let's say Omar Minaya wanted Pete Alonso. Anybody listen to him?
Well, there was a thought that the Yankees were kicking the tires on Pete.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know. Maybe they were doing that just because of him, but I don't know the answer to that.
They ended up going with Goldschmidt, and maybe it was because of analytics or what or defense. I don't know, but
cheaper too. Don't forget about that.
Well, honestly, we could pick Pete apart all we want. Who would you rather have right now, Goldschmidt or Pete Alonso? Like, it's not even close.
Pete.
At first, and that's just one example.
But not for a 4 or 5 year deal. Would have taken him to get here.
Well,
I don't think.
I mean, maybe they could have got him for the Mets. Either way, I'm just using that as an example because I know the type of player that Omar likes. Do you really think that Omar Minaya and Brian Sabian have the ultimate say or real impactful voices within the Yankee hierarchy?
I would hope that they do, but my instincts say they do not, just based on human nature. When you've been in charge for 30 years, you're not relenting power to anybody.
I think they are different voices. I don't think they are powerful voices. Keith is calling from Shelton, Connecticut. What's up, Keith?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
You got it, Keith. What's up, man?
I've been listening to you for years, man, and every time Jeter comes up, you have to knock him down a peg. You always have a caveat to it.
Mm-hmm.
Jeter made it very clear when he retired that it was probably going to be the last time you saw him on the field performing in pinstripes. And if it is a pettiness thing to Cashman, that's fine, because Cashman is clueless. Cashman almost lost Jeter and Judge because of his arrogance. He didn't, but there's all kinds of problems. He can't start the season with a third baseman, but he's going to draw the line and get tough with Jeter and Judge. It's nonsensical. And the fact that, I understand you go out to lunch with A-Rod now, so, I don't know what the deal is. Or Jeter screwed you over on the way up.
No.
But, it's ridiculous.
We didn't talk about Derek, except that Alex was very complimentary of that, honestly. No, here's the thing, though, and I'm happy you pushed back on this, and thanks for the call. Listen, my main thing, Keith, is that and Derek was incredibly clutch, and the stats tell us he's one of the greatest, hitters, whatever. I mean, he's a great player. I'm not trying to take that away, but it was if Mickey Mantle and Yogi and Whitey and all the other great Yankee luminaries can waddle out in their 60s in the pinstripes and Scooter, Derek Jeter can't show up and wave to the crowd. I just thought it was disingenuous myself. And by the way, any pushback or not even beef, because I don't know him like that at all, and I do have great respect for him. But my biggest gripe, this goes back to when I was on 1050 back in the day, I would say this as well. I thought Derek, as a captain, was overly selective in who he defended. Never defended Alex, but he told the fans to stop booing Giambi for the steroids. No, you're the captain for the entire team. Not for this guy because you like him, or this guy not because you don't, or you used to be best buddies with him, but now you're not. I just thought it was a little phony.
But if he didn't I thought it was the opposite of phony. I thought it was real. If he didn't like A-Rod,
You're still the captain.
You know what? You're on your own, big boy.
Giambi just got there, though. How well can he like Giambi?
But everybody loves Giambi. So he's a great teammate. Again, I don't know. I don't know the inner workings. I do know that A-Rod wronged Jeter and said some disrespectful
he said,
things.
And by the way, he was right when he said in the Esquire magazine.
Fair enough.
But I can see why Derek would be bothered by that. No question.
100%. You disrespect me. You want to belittle me? Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're coming to my house. This is my team. I'm the captain. You want to be a big boy and talk all tough with all your home runs, all that power? Go ahead and do it. And but then I understand what you're saying. As a captain, it doesn't matter. You have to put personal grudges aside.
You have to. Then, by the way, then don't show up to A-Rod's introductory press conference, which he did. And he had a half a puss on.
Yeah, well, they made him because they made him do it.
Because he's the captain.
Yeah.
But so if you're the captain at his press conference, be the captain when things are going a little bit awry. And by the way, telling the fans to stop booing, I don't think anybody should ever do. But he did do it for one guy. Actually did it for more than just Giambi. And again, listen, Alex made a lot of mistakes himself. There's no doubt he complicated his early Yankee existence. This time, what I'm saying, not even about Alex right now. I just think Derek has always been. Listen, I appreciate a rawness and a realness when somebody speaks. That's what I relate to. I've related to that my entire life. And every single time that Derek spoke, it was a manufactured, vanilla, nonsensical nothing, robotic, okay? And then all of a sudden, the career's over. Hey, let me go on TV and start doing documentaries and pods. I have a personality. Well, where the hell was it for 20 years?
See, I don't mind the lack of personality while he was playing because he did everything he needed to do and could do on that field. Maximized whatever God-given ability he had. Max effort for the New York Yankees, represented that organization as well as anybody throughout the entire great Yankee history has. I do, however, take issue with Jeter not showing up for Old Timers Day. I don't even care if you get in uniform or not. Dress in your normal people clothes, whatever you want to do.
For sure.
You got it. Because to me, it's not about you.
Correct.
Derek. It's about the fans.
Bingo.
And if I'm a fan of the New York Yankees and I love Derek Jeter more than anybody else, and a lot of Yankee fans do during those dynasty years, I'm getting robbed of seeing one of my idols.
Yeah.
Who we want to see once a year. I don't think that's too much to ask. You don't have to play. You don't even have to put on the uniform. Maybe you don't even have to put on a hat. Just show up and be Derek Jeter and wave to the crowd or be seen, get introduced. Yeah. That's it. That's at the very least, that's what he should do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, the 1977 New York Yankees. No Reggie.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the ice now, the 94 champion New York Rangers. No mess.
Right.
I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's got to be there. So that's a big difference to me than him not talking during his playing days. Neil is calling from Staten Island. What's up, Neil?
Hi, gentlemen. Hope everybody's well.
How are you?
Guys, I'm great. Thank you. BT, you're really there talking about it. You brought it up yesterday. Somebody just brought it up again. You said it before. I was able to coach at a pretty high level, ran into a lot of people who went through the Yankee system.
Yep.
Some are still around. Honestly, Michael Fishman runs the New York Yankees. He's got an analytical department of 40 or so people. It is a scripted night. It's the lineup. When they talk about lanes, that's all discussed, predetermined. If you listen now, Clint Frazier's on like a podcast.
Yeah, I saw that. I did.
Yeah, he's talking a lot of stuff, but it's the truth. It's not, it's not. I can't blame Boone. I mean, I really think, and you could tell by his actions, especially when he makes pitching changes. You see him. He's almost prompted to do it. It's like it's.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Hold on, hang on. So if Fishman and his cronies said put Cortez in against Freddie Freeman in Game 1 of the World Series, then they're dopes. I mean, listen, I like Aaron. That one's on Aaron Boone. That was a massive mistake.
I honestly would think that was discussed by all of them, and that was not Boone's. And Boone might have weighed in on it in some capacity.
Yep.
I don't think it was his decision 100%.
I mean, we'll never know. I mean, and thanks for the call. And the one thing you've got to be careful with, and you talk about Clint Frazier, and he's been popping in, and I know Job has been pretty vocal. Phil Hughes has been pretty vocal. There's some other, former Yankees over the years, within the last 15, 20 years or so, that are now starting to get a voice in either the pod space or on social media. You got to be careful. I mean, Clint Frazier was a horrendous defensive player who never played well. So how much is sour grapes? Yeah. I don't know. I can't delineate. But I'm not going to push it aside and say he's lying.
But he has an axe to grind.
Yeah, he does. But a lot of people, he's not alone, is what I'm saying. A lot of former Yankees are saying, hey, when I was coming up in the minors, there was no emphasis on this or that, or there was, and it was the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. There seems to be a commonality amongst many people this century that played in the Yankee chain that are now out of the game, and they're like, I don't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I think everybody knows the Yankees have gone far too analytical, but it's hard to criticize that when other teams, like, are the Dodgers not analytical? I mean, is it just because we're comparing the Yankees to their great dynasty years, and we know that they had such gamers, anything but analytical, absolute gamers that would go out there and give you the best at bat possible, even the guys who weren't the most talented in the world. And now that they're so heavily reliant on analytics, like most other teams, even though they were in the World Series a year ago, there's something that's lacking in comparison to those great teams that we just can't get behind. Yeah. And that, I think, emphasizes all this negative stuff that has come out about them.
Well, I mean, it was just so night and day, the difference in IQ and fundamental prowess with the Dodgers and the Yankees being on the same field last year. So, ideally, I don't know to what degree, like, the Dodgers are 83% committed to analytics and the Yankees are 80, or flip it. I don't know exactly, but what I do know, analytically, it worked for the Dodgers, and then the blood and guts aspect of it, guys running, hitting the cut, taking the extra base, having stones, like, they've also got that right. So their analytics cannot really be questioned because they got dogs. I said yes, the Yanks got a bunch of poodles.
Yeah. Also,
dogs.
Analytics are not the reason why Austin Wells walks off a second base when there are two outs in the inning. Analytics are not why Jazz Chisholm, for some reason, thought it was more important to make sure his speed stayed on the bases and get doubled off of first base.
And by the way, doubling down after the game. He said that after the game too.
I mean, come on, man. I went nuts about this the week that you were out here. The analytics also does not prevent the Yankees from having a good left fielder. Like, when Judge comes back and Bellinger is in left and Grisham is center, the Yankees are still going to have their same analytical department, but they're going to be much better defensively because Jason Dominguez, who's not good in the outfield, is not going to be out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all analytics either. It's that the players aren't doing their job. BT and Sal on the Fan. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up yet again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call, my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts, and they have been for decades. Take it from me, you'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are true experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
All right, Sal, this summer stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring. Got one right next to me here on the console. Pure Life in Saratoga, right to your door, delivered. Stock up for game day or just keep everybody refreshed and feeling good, still sparkling or flavored. Something for everybody. The best part, you get to call the shots. So whether you need a couple of cases or a full week's supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the dish. Hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
This team has a manager right now that is failing them. This team, this group, this year, Aaron Boone circa 2025. He's failing.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Aaron Rodgers didn't just land in Pittsburgh. He chose it. The Steelers passed on early quarterback picks because Rodgers sold Mike Tomlin on one thing, his why. He's chasing one last ring, not padding a resume. Now with pressure mounting and the AFC loaded, Tomlin's betting that Rodgers can still deliver and maybe save both their legacies in the process. I'm Maggie Gray.
We didn't take to retirement like we thought we would.
We got bored.
So I thought I'd book a trip to Italy to celebrate retiring.
We didn't speak Italian.
We didn't then. We do now. Because of Babbel.
Babbel is the refreshingly easy-to-use app for learning a new language.
With more than a dozen languages to choose, Babbel uses immersive lessons to teach you vocabulary and grammar in a way that sticks.
We set a goal for 15 minutes per day.
That's all we needed.
And Italy was just...
Bellissima.
That means beautiful.
In Italian.
From interactive lessons led by experts to conversation tips on real-life topics, Babbel's revolutionary teaching style keeps language in your head and easy to remember. Celebrating 15 million subscriptions sold. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
The More to Move You summer sales event is on at Open Road Mazda of Morristown and Open Road Mazda of East Brunswick. Don't miss exceptional offers on our most popular models. The versatile 2025 Mazda CX-5 is just $229 per month for 33 months. Or lease the rugged 2025 Mazda CX-50, now only $239 per month for 33 months. There's more to move you at Open Road Mazda of Morristown and Open Road Mazda of East Brunswick. Click, shop, we deliver. OpenRoadMazda.com. Must finance through Mazda Financial Services. See dealer for complete details.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Attention, small business owners. Do you need funding for your business? At LendSeek.com, we provide revenue-based working capital programs from $20,000 to $1 million. So whether it's funding for inventory, equipment, expansion, payroll, or other needs, seek no more. All it takes is just one simple application to access over 100 funding products that are powered through our breakthrough AI-enabled lending platform to get you the best options in today's marketplace. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of at least $50,000, you could receive the business funding you need when it matters most, regardless of your personal credit score. Funds in your account in just 24 hours with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. There's no obligation and zero out-of-pocket costs. So apply for the business funding you need today at LendSeek.com. That's LendSeek.com.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
When you travel well, your KLM Royal Dutch Airlines ticket takes you to more than just your destination. It takes you to front row views, voices lost in the music, and new shared memories. And when the last song fades,
welcome aboard KLM Royal Dutch.
The KLM Royal Dutch Airlines crew is here to ensure your journey home hits all the right notes.
Fasten seatbelt signs.
KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. When you travel, travel well.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Pete Titzel back on the fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Back to the phones in just a second. I had some notes that a couple things I wanted to get to. Hoff, maybe you could chime in on this one. From a Mets fan perspective, BT first, let me just ask you, you have any interest in Alonso breaking the Mets franchise home run record?
This is going to sound wrong. And as I preface it with, I'm not trying to make it sound wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just not a record that sounds like it's anything special.
Well, that's because it's not.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a low number. If anything, I think it really just illuminates the futility for the most part of the Mets.
Agreed.
And I'm not trying to be that guy.
Agreed. And as a Met fan, I'm going
to be happy for Pete.
Correct. I'll be happy for Pete and for those Met fans who do care about it, because there are going to be some who do. I personally do not. I hope he hits 15 home runs tonight because I want to see them beat the Braves, not because I want to see him have any kind of record. And it does speak more to the futility of the organization. I think it's the third fewest homers for a franchise.
I think it might be the fewest. I remember hearing that.
There's two other
I
teams. Go over. I'm pretty sure
the Padres, I believe, are one.
That's right.
And the
not the Rays. Yeah. Padres and Diamondbacks, right?
Yeah, and Machado's the Padres guy at this point, right? I think I read. Yeah, we did this a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Yep.
So was it like a big deal in San Diego when Machado broke it? I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time.
They didn't even register. They didn't even know.
All right. So what is your feeling, Jav? You're a big Alonso fan.
They're twofold here, okay? Because I'm tired of the Mets not having a real history, and that's one thing that Steve Cohen said he's going to change. So this is important for Pete Alonso to break it. Plus, he needs to go past it. Like, he needs to be hitting another 100-plus home runs on top of this.
But he might be gone after this year.
Well, right. That's a problem. But
so that's even more the like. If you were to tell me Alonso's going to be locked up, like, I think Lindor is going to end up breaking this thing, and then Soto's going to break. Yeah. Soto's now, but at least by that point it'll be maybe a real record. You would think.
Yeah, I would hope so. Here's the other thing about this, too.
I mean, think about it. 253 home runs.
I know.
For a franchise, 250?
Well, it's embarrassing, right? Well, but that's also because they didn't keep Strawberry. So you think about that. I mean, he would have piled on, too. Here's the other thing, too, for Pete Alonso's sake and the fans' sake. When has Pete Alonso hit a big home run at Citi Field in front of a big crowd?
Well, what? He never done that before? What are you talking about?
Not really.
Oh, for his rookie season, he was hitting big home runs left and right.
Where was the Brewers' home run? It was in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know, like, he tied the record in Milwaukee.
But so
this is something that at least he could do it at home.
Oh, okay, but
I'm excited for that.
If he hits a home run tonight in the first inning, is that a big home run at Citi Field? It's not. Like, not to me.
I would say, as a non-Met fan, but as just a baseball fan, I would say I'm happy he didn't hit one over the weekend in Milwaukee.
Agreed.
Like, I think it'll be great. They're going to have 40,000 again. Every game's been packed to the gills. So
I want to see him break the record.
Yeah, and for him to have that moment where he was almost gone, you know, it was very tenuous there for a moment. Is Pete coming back? Is he not? To step on top of the top of the dugout, take off his helmet, and get that moment with the Met fan, I even appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that part's really cool.
Let me ask you it this way, because I was in the building for Gary Sheffield's 500th career home run.
That means nothing, no. But Gary Sheffield, come on, from a Mets perspective.
Well, I was going to ask you this. Bigger accomplishment, a big leaguer hitting his 500th career home run or breaking the Mets franchise home run record at 253?
Well, I could actually be cute and say, well, there's only one Mets franchise guy, but there's, 15, 18, 20 guys who have 500 bombs or more. So based on the numbers,
well, whatever,
you know my answer. But based on the historical... Like, just the juice that benchmark has. You know the answer.
Yeah, but that's why, to me, no, was Gary Sheffield known as a Met? No, the complete opposite, anything but. But I remember being there and remember feeling like it was a big deal seeing the guy get 500. Tom Glavine, his 300th win.
Yeah, that's another one.
As a Met.
Yeah.
Like, now, were those longtime Mets? No, but those are big benchmarks. I'm not trying to minimize this. I think it's great for Pete. I think it's great for the Met fans who get into it. Just for me, personally, it just does not do anything.
I didn't think that it would, and I thought it would do a little bit more for Hoff. So I'm not surprised by this. Where it would have deeper significance, probably for you, and definitely even more for everybody who's already into it, which are most Met fans. You know, if he hits it tonight, hits it tomorrow, whatever, he breaks Straw's mark, and then somehow is here for another 5 years or so,
maybe different
and
story,
goes over 500. Now that's not going to happen.
Oh, now that's I'm glad you brought that up. If Pete were ever to hit 500. That would be a huge deal.
Yes, it would be.
Because now you have a homegrown Met who not only has the franchise record, but it's a legit 500. That's something I could root for. Do you ever think we're going to see that? Now, he also got screwed by the pandemic. because you played 50 games or whatever it was, 60 games in
So did
2020.
Judge, so did Lindor, so did Soto.
Understood, but those are totals that factor in here. He got robbed of how many homers? You have it up there, Hoff. Can you look at how many he hit in 20?
He hit 16 home runs in 57 games
so he
in
got,
2020.
let's say he got robbed of 30,
16 and how many, Hoff? I'm sorry, 57?
57
All right, so go 16 times 2 is 32, 57 basically 120. He's on pace for 40.
Right, so even if he hit, like this year should be theoretically 300.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
would be that's a pretty big number for a homegrown. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal, but you're missing even the bigger problem down the road, the lockout. That might wipe out the whole season.
Well, but I know. I get it. Takes away another season. And impacts these guys' careers. Fred McGriff, to me, was the one who got screwed by it most. He was 7 short of 500 career home runs.
Was it 493? Is that what he was at?
And then he had to play through
that guy.
I do love Fred McGriff. Now he's in the Hall of Fame, but thankfully in later years. But he was 7 short of 500, and meanwhile they had the 1994 strike. Like he easily would have made it.
Yeah.
So.
He's played, so this is his 7th year, okay? And he's played in, basically every game, almost 964 games. So say he plays another 7 years. Do you think he could double his numbers? This season's not even over yet.
I don't think he's going to average 40, so I'm going to put him at 30, but that's being incredibly conservative because at some point you're probably going to miss time with injury as you get older. So 30 times 7 is 210.
Some years he'll hit fewer.
I mean, do I think he'll double? I think that's a really good question. Based on the math, I think it's right in the neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
How old is he again?
He just turned 30 in December.
Just turned 30.
Doesn't he feel older than that, though?
Yeah, I know. Well, you guys have been calling him 30 for 2 years.
Yeah,
I feel everybody has.
I know.
It's not even just you guys. Everyone's like, oh, he's older than 30. Like, the guy just turned 30 in December.
So he'll be 31 next season.
Yes.
And you said you need 7 seasons of how many?
I'm just doubling it up.
I gave him 30 conservatives.
If you do 7 times 30, where's
210. 210 plus where he's at now. You're still short of the 500, but now you're getting towards 450, and he's going to have a couple of years more than 30 for sure if he stays here.
Yeah. And he's going to finish the season, too. So even if he hits like 10 more home runs, it's 260 maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
That's a good point. He should hit maybe more than 10, you would think, the rest of the way.
Yeah, better.
I think he's got to. Now, the other question is, and maybe this is the most important one, do you think there's any chance he gets 500 as a Met?
No. I don't. Sadly. I'd love to see it. I don't see it. He's not Stearns' kind of guy.
I will give it a 30% chance. 30% chance because he breaks this record. Then you start to think about the future, and it's harder to cut ties with people like Derek Jeter. You could never let Jeter go. You could never let certain guys go from the Yankees. If they're creating a history, if they're creating this, memories and retiring numbers the way they're doing, you can't let go of the guy that set the record for most home runs.
All right, let me ask you it this way. Mets have a decision to make in the offseason. It's either or. You can't have both.
Trade Nimmo.
No.
We're all off on Nimmo at this point.
It's either bring Pete Alonso back, forget about the terms, financial terms. I'm just talking about pound for pound, player for player. Either bring Alonso back or sign Kyle Schwarber.
Bringing Alonso back.
Yeah, you know what? I can respect that answer. I know Schwarber's got 42, 43, better eye, understood.
Met fans are going to say Alonso. The right answer is Schwarber.
The right answer for a couple of years of more home runs, yeah.
Who's
big
more
picture
consistent?
sentimentality? That's the wrong answer.
Here's where you got me. If you told me Kyle Tucker or Pete Alonso.
That's as easy as it gets.
But is it though? Because if your heart's saying Pete Alonso.
Kyle Tucker or Pete Alonso.
Come on. Now, Schwarber's going to be 33 next year, but still, all you're asking him to do is be a DH.
I know.
That's the one. We overlooked that. If Cohen just would have signed him, what was it, 4 years ago?
Dude, he hits rockets. He hits like wiffle ball
and the
home
Yankees.
runs.
We were begging the Yankees to sign him.
I know. I've always liked Schwarber.
What are we doing here?
He's got such a sweet
Can we do an offseason trade, by the way? I think it's perfect for the Mets and Yankees. Brandon Nimmo for Giancarlo Stanton. I'll do that right now.
Why would the Yankees want Brandon Nimmo?
How many years are you going to eat off the guy? I don't want 5 years of Nimmo.
Well, why would you want him, period?
Nobody wants Stanton anymore.
I don't want Nimmo.
Well, okay. So I want Stanton for his home runs, and he can actually be a DH.
I brought Stanton up for the Mets. I don't know if it was last year.
I've always said yes to that. I
wouldn't want him. Go find another DH.
How about a three-way trade? Let's get the Ducks involved. Then you ship Nimmo to the Ducks.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, picking on poor Brandon Nimmo. But
he's just...
Dude, he struck out like 15 of the last... 16 times, whatever it is.
But I respect. I'm not trying to bag on Nimmo. He's just not as good as you wish he was, and he needs to be. But the guy plays his ass off. He's a leader. I'm not trying to knock him in.
But playing
But he shouldn't be batting fourth. I can promise you that.
Playing hard only goes. I mean, look, Steve Cohen said it himself. I mean, the core four, dude. We said it at the time, even when he was going well.
Core four. One of the dumbest things.
You can't put Nimmo in the core four. He's hitting 250. On base at 321.
Oh, Fab Four, that's right.
Fab whatever, what I say, Core Four, Fab Four. Yeah, Fab Four, just like the Beatles. Exactly. Thank you, Dove. Just like the Beatles. Nimmo, even if the number,
I know.
The numbers aren't awful. Because you can end up with over 20 home runs, 250 batting average for him. You'd take that. His career average is 260.
What's his on-base percentage? I know it's dropped basically every
321.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Look where it was 5-6 years ago. Look, every year it's gone lower.
The contract it was because he was a 400 on-base guy.
Read it in descending order.
From 2021 on.
Give me just the on-base percentage. Go.
401.
367. 363. 327. Oh, boy. 327.
321.
321 now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 5 years in a row of going the wrong direction.
Come on, man.
And there's no sign of a market correction. It's getting worse.
Hey, but he's got almost 20 home runs.
There you go. And he hustles after a walk down a bag, just like Pete Rose.
But even so obviously the OPS, even with more power that he's showing, that has gone consistently down. 838, well, when 800, then 828, and now 829, 727, 753. Like, dude, man, look, I like Nimmo. Good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy.
Got the right attitude.
Yes, he does.
I think he's perplexed as to why he's inconsistent.
I know he's had some foot issues. Who knows? But the problem is, if he was a better outfielder, that's the thing. He signed that as a center fielder. So he's not even playing center field. He's got a noodle arm in left field. It's just if he was a plus defender, and the on base was dropping, all right, more to justify or easier to justify. He never had good arm, but the other aspects of his game are eroding too quickly. I'm not looking at it. Every Met. I'm not looking to bag on Nimmo. Every Met fan knows what he is, and I think more specifically, they know what he is not at this point.
It's not about looking at bag on him. It's about, hey, why is this team losing 11 of 12 games? He's a big part of that. Do the math.
It's fair.
Lindor as well. Hey, he's supposed to be part of that Fab Four. Mm-hmm. Those are the guys. Nobody's going to be picking on Vientos or Jeff McNeil or Alvarez. Yeah, to a certain extent, but those guys are way, way less relevant than Brandon Nimmo, who's hitting fourth. To your point, hey, get the job done here. BT and Sal on the Fan. More your calls when we come back. 888-808. See, it's starting to come out.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing. That's why we're laughing. Yeah, I know. Good job faking it for 3 hours now.
888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogut.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 101. I'm Andrew Bogus. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB, Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission, and by Ray Katina. Experience the power of 3. Visit bensfam.com. If the Yankees and Mets make the playoffs, they now know their schedule. Wildcard games will be played Tuesday, September 30th through that Thursday. The division series begins Saturday of that week. Game 1 of the World Series will be the 24th. MLB releasing its postseason calendar today. Both locals could begin that playoff push anytime now. The Yanks going for a second straight win against the Twins. Another 7:05 first pitch here on the Fan. Those Mets limping back on the field to host the Braves. The Amazons lost ground to the Phillies last night, but gained a half game of breathing room on the Reds for the last wildcard spot. Clay Holmes and Spencer Strider on the mound in Queens, 7:10 on Odyssey Mets Radio. The Giants-Jets joint practice in Florham Park is now over. The Giant offense reportedly got better as the session went on. The defense sacked Justin Fields 4 times. They'll do it again tomorrow at Giants headquarters. And the Knicks will open their new season on Wednesday, October 22nd by hosting the Cavaliers. Cleveland's also in town on Christmas Day. The full schedule release is Thursday. Fan weather sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. It's 86 and sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogut.
Swing on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees and Twins meet up in the Bronx. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride.
Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit benzfam.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brewed beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
I'm Colonel Callahan of the New Jersey State Police. If you're caught driving impaired, you'll face hefty fines, a suspended license, and maybe even jail time. Worse yet, you might cause a crash that could devastate someone's life. Be responsible. Don't drive impaired. We are all counting on you.
It's been over 7 years since Pastor Billy Richards was treated successfully for prostate cancer by Perlmutter Cancer Center, the world's #1 cyberknife program. After 5 treatments in 1 week, Pastor Billy went right back to leading his Brooklyn congregation.
Cyberknife was truly a blessing for me, my family, and my ministry. If you have prostate cancer, I urge you to look into Cyberknife.
For an appointment, call NYU Langone's Perlmutter Cancer Center at 833-1-CYBER. That's 833-ONECYBR.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, August 13th and celebrate Aaron Judge winning the 2024 American League Most Valuable Player Award. It's Aaron Judge MVP Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests will receive this unique bobblehead that celebrates Aaron Judge winning the 2024 American League Most Valuable Player Award. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss Aaron Judge MVP Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile, when the Yankees face the Twins on Wednesday, August 13th.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
It says you plus me equals us.
Yeah, feels good to be back. We were talking about this. BT and Sal back on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Like, there's a fun element to doing. I don't know how you feel about it. For me, I'm such a creature of habit that, and we talked about this openly or even behind the scenes, like doing shows by myself was just something that I always did for years to come up, and then you have to learn how to work with a partner and all that stuff. So there's something when you're on your own. It's like, okay, and it's the summer. It's like 4 hours, blank slate, different show, and this creativity you could have there, whatever it may be. And then you have to, when we're together, you have to blend it back. And it takes a while to build the camaraderie and chemistry and feeling comfortable with each other. And
no question.
It's, it took maybe a year and a half, whatever it may be, to where we feel like we got in a sweet spot. And then today, after we have not really worked together a lot this summer at all.
Like Mike and Chris. We got the old now.
Right. Unfortunately.
Minus the simulcast, minus the 5-year deals, minus the millions. Yeah, just like Mike and Chris.
A lot of differences there. But it took, like you said, we've just picked up kind of where we left off before, which is fun, knowing that we could come in and just get back to it.
I think it's funny that you point that out. I think it's a good sign of the relationship of the show, because I don't know if it would have been quite like this when we first started. We were feeling each other out. Right. Let's be honest here.
Right.
So I like doing a solo show. I still enjoy the challenge because I think that's what separates the men from the boys.
Right,
I honestly do. Like, if you can get on the air for 4 hours and bang it and not just rely on calls and give thought-provoking content and keep the train moving, I think that's what separates some chops, okay? But I said to you the first break, I said, dude, I think we haven't missed a beat. Like, but the more you have more fun.
Yeah.
It's just there's more organic moments. Like, it's hard to be funny when you're by yourself. It's just, no, it feels awesome to be back, honestly.
There are also parts of it when you do a show together and the audience listens to that show together. Like, there's want to get our thoughts on it head to head. Like, okay, I could speak on something, but without you there, fine. Or you could speak on something without me there. It's different. So it's nice for us to then talk about something that we've been talking about as the storyline continues for 2+ years or whatever it may be. So either way, fun to be back here doing the show. BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. And I've been saying it, BT. We referenced the tweet before in case you missed it. Check it out on the free Odyssey app with Steve Cohen giving the support, just saying he still believes in this team.
Let us know he's still awake.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
It's been a couple months.
Could use that from Hal. We'd like to hear that. But, yeah, I mean, look, dire straits, losers of 11 of 12. I guarantee you that Cohen is perturbed.
No question.
Guarantee you that. And I guarantee you that there's being pressure that's being felt from Mendoza on down. Those guys got to get back to having fun and go and play baseball. And they got a crappy team coming in the Braves. I don't care what the uniform says, what the hat says. Yeah, the Braves have owned the Mets. Not now. It can't happen now. If the Mets lose this series to Atlanta or lose tonight, then I start to really... Put it this way. Remember what Zerbiak said about the Knicks and Pistons?
Yes, about the chemistry. If they would have lost, then...
If they lose to the Pistons, something is really broken or whatever. If the Mets don't pummel the Braves here and get back on a heater, you could throw in the Nats, you could throw in the Mariners as well. I don't care. The next 12 days, if the Mets don't come out of this in a significant way, I'm not talking about 500 ball. I'm talking about 10-2 type run over the next 12. 9-3 at worst. That should be realistic for this group with the caliber of opponent that they're playing. If they don't do that, then I do think it's fair to question that something may be fundamentally wrong or broken within that clubhouse.
See, that's the part where you lose me a little bit here. And taking Wally's statement, which you and I talked about.
Yeah.
And he wound up being right because the coach was fired, whatever.
Well, they did beat the Pistons, though.
I understood, but they still got rid of the coach. They stepped away from the NBA Finals, so he really wasn't wrong at the end of the day with that statement. That turned some heads for a guy who works for the network. But why I disagree a little bit here and push back is that I don't think it's as transferable in basketball. And not that there's in baseball. In basketball, if there's a lack of chemistry, a lack of connectivity, I think it's going to show its head a lot more. I think in baseball, again, I hate to say this because I say it's a cliche, like the randomness of baseball. I know it's so tired to say that, but it's true. It's applicable. Like if the Mets, I don't need to see the Mets to go 9-2 or 9-3 in this 12-game homestand, whatever, 12 games, whatever it is. I just need them to win a series, play more crisp ball, get a little more length from your starters. Hell, is it 12 or 13? Is it 12, you said?
The
12 games?
Next 12 games, yeah. Three with Atlanta, 3 with Seattle.
Nationals.
3 or 4 with the Nats, and then 3 or 4 with the Braves, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. It would be
Seattle,
3
I
with
think, is
no,
either
it's
way,
definitely
it's 12.
3. Yeah, and then the Seattle game, the third one, is not at Citi Field. It's at that Field of Dreams, whatever.
Oh, that's right.
That they do there.
That's right.
But
yeah, Yankees have been in that. All right, so all I'm saying is this. Like, I don't need 9-3. Hell, even if I got 6-6 or 7-5, which is not earth-shattering or needle-moving, maybe emotionally for the Met fan, but depending upon the optics of the 6-6, to me, it could be a stabilizing 6-6.
Right, but then the division, you can't have 12 games come off the calendar and not gain much ground on Philadelphia. I'm thinking big picture here.
Okay.
I'm thinking I still want to go hard here. And the only reason why I would bring up the chemistry, because I'm not saying it's apples to apples when you're talking about the basketball versus this. But the chemistry last year is what set the Mets apart. It wasn't the talent. Jose Iglesias is not, I mean, I like him as a player. Not like his talent is that far greater. Now, obviously, there is a difference with Vientos from last year to this year. But
that's the biggest one.
Okay, but Pete's been better this year than he was a year ago. Lindor is still on pace for the same numbers, or at least close to it, but he was awful the first 2 months of the year and then took off the rest of the year. He still has the potential to go nuts. Soto's in play here. So chemistry last year was such a big factor, and it has not been a factor this year with a more talented, well-rounded group from almost every aspect, especially the bullpen and maybe the lineup as well. When you bring in a guy like Soto, how can you not get better? So I think that just something would be off if this talented team does not figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, how like, pointing out exactly what ails the team, we could differ on. But, yeah, I mean, if they finish with 87 wins and they don't make the wild card, or they do and they get busted up in the first round, there's different discussions to have. You know what's crazy, too, because you mentioned Iglesias, but then you also referenced Pete's production from a year ago, and we know the RBI total was really down. That was what was most alarming, and the average went up a little bit from previous years, but he only had 34 home runs. And I was looking this up because, the B-Team Sal over-unders for the baseball. We could do that tomorrow at some point this week. I don't want to just squeeze it in and just to squeeze it in. But I went back to look at all my things. And one of the things that I went with was Pete Alonso over 35.5 home runs. Now, again, last year he had 34. He's only on pace for 36 right now.
Yeah, it's
and after that, now the RBIs are higher, the average is higher, the OPS is higher. And after that blistering start, I mean, I'm sitting there saying, number one, I think Pete could be top 3, top 4 in the MVP. Pete's going to bang 40-something, 44, 45 bombs like the old days. Like, he has really settled into a quiet space in terms of the long ball.
And by the way, I'm just looking at Lindor's numbers here. The difference with Alonso is his homers last year unimpactful. This year, each home run he hits, it seems, is much more impactful than a year ago. So it's not just about the numbers. Yet Lindor's numbers, I'm saying, he's on pace to do what he did last year. He is not, obviously.
No.
The year before, maybe. He has fallen off quite a bit here, specifically as far as the OPS goes, where he was 844 a year ago. He's at 735 right now. He had 33 homers a year ago, 91 ribbies. He's got 21 and 64. We got basically a month and a half to go. So that's going to be tough sled. And Lindor's had a bad year.
He's had a bad year. I agree. He's had a good first month. He's had a bad year. And defensively, it's the worst I've seen him as a Met. He's not running as much because he's not on base as much. But I gave a number yesterday when Sal was out. We'll get back to these calls, obviously. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. The number was this, Sal. In his last 250 at-bats, 250. You think about in terms of plate appearances for a guy who plays every day, you're going to get 700-something. 250 is a lot. It's a little less than half. His OPS in the last 250 at-bats is 650.
Yeah, no, it's
650.
You can't have it. And I don't want to hear the excuses if he's hurt either.
If you're playing, produce. I know.
I mean, I respect it.
I do too.
But you playing like this is doing nobody any good. All right, let's get back to the calls here. BT and Sal on the Fan. Anthony's in Old Bridge, New Jersey. What's up, Ant?
What up, Ant?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
How are you?
Two things. I want to talk about the Yanks as far as the prospects and developing, and then baseball as a whole, because this is something it's bigger than the Yankees, Mets. Like these guys all are being taught at a younger age how to play baseball differently, and it's now trickled into the professional levels where we all don't enjoy it. Let's call it for what it is. But the players they're not being taught the right way to play because, fundamentally they're not doing it anymore, and they're locking them up as well from a money standpoint where 5 years in their contract, there's not a good pool of free agency. Like, Juan Soto was great last year, but other than that, it's very thin. So teams, if they're not developing their players, which most teams struggle percentage-wise, there's not ways to fix the Band-Aids with good players in the free agency because they're locking them up like Roman Anthony's getting a 10-year deal when he's 20 years old. Jackson Churio of the Brewers getting a 10-year deal. I mean, there's no way to get a Giambi. There's no way to get these guys to fill the holes that teams need. And it starts, with them being so young at 20, 18, 19, Bobby Witt. You're never going to see these names in free agency. Like, they're never going to be Mets. They're never going to be Yankees. So if we can't develop players all around, we're all going to watch bad baseball. And that's...
Well, you got Soto. I mean, you just got Soto.
He
He's
mentioned
26 years old.
Yeah, but Anthony, you can't buy a team in free agency anyway. You have to draft and develop.
No. I'm not saying you buy a team. You fix the holes. But the problem is Soto was the first guy in a very long time where you could say, okay, we can add this guy, and he's a significant improvement from other players. Those guys like Soto, like I said, they're not going to be there.
But that's why you go nuts for a guy when he is there like that.
No. I'm not disputing that. I'm making a point that overall, when you have an issue of finding guys like that, like guys like, Vientos, Austin Wells, like they should give you that like flash in the pan, but then they don't do it long term. Like there's an issue there overall that's probably, it's making baseball hard to watch. It's not just a Yankee and Met problem. Like across baseball, like I said, the averages are so bad.
100%.
All we worry about is OPS.
There are inconsistencies around the sport.
I'm 34.
Anthony,
I'm 34. I'm not that old.
No, you nailed it. And it's a sport-wide problem, and thanks for the call, which is also why I'm not going nuts here. This is not just the Mets and Yankees. Everybody's inconsistent. Look at the Dodgers and all they did in the offseason. They're what, 5 games, 6 games better than the Mets? They're not beating the world up, and they're not on fire the way that everybody expected them to be. So think about it. It is inconsistency throughout the course of the sport. Look at Atlanta, who locked up. Everybody was, oh, my God, the Braves. They get all this young talent. They're locking them all up with team-friendly deals. Now you look at it and say, good God, they're locked into all these contracts. I'd rather blow this thing up.
What's Michael Harris hitting, too?
Yeah, dude, that's what I mean. He's been
brutal.
awful.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was just jotting down some names, both Yanks and Mets, and let's run through this real quick. So Volpe, Dominguez, Wells, Vientos, Alvarez, Beatty, Acuna. I'm going to leave Ben Rice off there because I think he's definitely going to stick. What position he plays, we'll see. But give me your opinion. These are all young players. In 3 years, do you think Volpe's definitely on the Yankees? Remember, Lombard's a shortstop.
When does his contract run out?
Well, he's got a bunch of arbs, pre-arbs, so he's got years.
Yeah, I think the Yankees going to do, as long as Cashman's here, they're going to ride Volpe into the ground as long as he's here. So, yes.
Okay, I agree. I think they can maybe move him to second if Lombard's the real deal, but I think he'll probably be here. Yeah, right. Dominguez here in 2-3 years.
No.
I probably agree with you.
Now that goes opposite of Cashman's going to ride it out. I just don't think Dominguez is good.
Or he's used as with a big time arm to make a big trade this offseason, which is possible as well.
So here's when I say he's not good. Okay, I believe in his speed, and I do still believe in his bat. But think about how far we've come here, where if you do believe in his bat, it's from one side of the plate, and even that, his one thing was supposed to be his power, and that hasn't been there. He does not have a position. He can't play left field. He certainly can't play center field. He's a DH.
But we don't know if he can't play center because these dopes aren't putting him in the position that he was drafted in or signed in.
Well, why do you think he can't play center, or he's not being put in center?
I mean,
do the math.
You think they're that married to Grisham for $5 million a year? Do you think that they think that he can't?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, have they seen enough evidence? Where the hell's the evidence?
Look at him in left. What makes you think he's going to be better in center?
But he was playing center in the minors is what I'm saying. He was playing pretty well. Either way, and by the way, Dominguez has 20 steals. Like, he's doing some things of value, but left field is a disaster. So, Austin Wells, 2 to 3 years. You think he's definitely here?
Oh, no. He's another one. What the hell's happened to him?
I don't know, man. I'm very disappointed in him.
You mentioned the Alonso numbers. I've had him over 17.5 homers for the year. Is he still stuck on 15?
No, he's got more than that. He's got more than that.
Did Wells hit one? Where's he at?
He's got more than that.
I think he's had 15. Did he hit his 16 yet?
I'm pretty sure he's got more than 15. Not a ton more. Make you sweat this out, hopefully, till... well, not really.
He's got 15.
He's still on 15?
Yes.
Dude, he's been sitting on 15 for a while.
He's at 208, though.
That's what bothers me, Hoff and Sal. Like, to me, I won't get too geeky, but like his approach is out of whack. He misses so many fastballs at the letters, and I love his swing, and I think he's a good catch. Either way, I don't know if he's here. That's the point. Vientos, 2 to 3 years. You think he's here?
No chance. 2-3 months, he won't be here. No.
Beatty, 2 to 3 years. You think he's here?
No.
Acuna.
And if he is, Beatty, it's going to be as a backup.
Bouncing around a little bit. Super sub kind of. I don't even see him as a super sub because I think that they would want somebody with speed as that super sub guy. Acuna, 2 to 3 years. Don't take it, throw a dart. Who the hell knows?
But
what about Alvarez? You don't know.
I don't know. So as a catcher, you lean more probably, but who the hell knows?
Think about all these names. Volpe, first-round pick. Dominguez, number 1 prospect in the team. Wells, top 10 prospect. And Dominguez, one of the top prospects in baseball. Vientos was an October demon a year ago. Alvarez was the number 1 prospect in baseball. Beatty came with incredible acclaim, and so did Acuna, not as much as Beatty. But, I've left out. I think Mauricio could be here in a couple years. I think he's one who could stick. Anyway, that's 9 guys, and we could be completely wrong. But more guys will be gone than will remain. So it's just hard. And this is what the caller brought up. You better draft and develop better because most of these guys, you ain't hitting free agency when they're 25. Soto's obviously rare.
BT and Sal on the Fan. More calls we come back. 888-808-1019. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with a new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer sharp and wrinkle resistant so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So make sure you visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
I'm Day here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM network. I'm taking the first 5 under 3.5 in the Pirates-Brewers matchup tonight. It's a pitcher's duel between two of the best in the NL. Paul Skeens taking on Freddie Peralta. Skeens has only given up 6 runs in his last 7 starts, and we all know how bad that Pirates offense has been. I'm not expecting a lot of runs in the first 5, so I'm taking the under 3.5. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Want to take your cooking to the next level? Here's what Master Chef Tom Colicchio had to say about made-in cookware.
I always tell aspiring cooks, focus on mastering your technique, hone the muscle memory, and use the highest quality tools you can get your hands on. I use Made-In both at home and here at Kraft in New York City. They're beautifully made, and they let my team and me focus on making memorable meals night after night.
Learn more at madeincookware.com. That's MADEIN cookware.com.
The Fun in the Sun event is on at Nielsen Dodge. Your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram is here with 0 down payment, 0% financing available, and the credit help you deserve. Now that's fun.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude X 4x4, just $359 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
You can get up to $1,500 over book value for any trade.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So, for super hot deals and fun savings, remember, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event.
With approval term Jeep 24 Ram 42 months due at sign Jeep 4654 Ram 4989 and tax tag 498 doc and DMV fees.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, back on the Fan, BT and South. Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata. Show it back to the calls as well. 888-808-1019. First up, though, time for... And the barbecue was hot last night, Sally boy. The meat of the order for the Yankees as they cranked out a ton of bombs, bunch of home runs. Obviously, Judge did not go deep, but he had a hit in a ribby. Bellinger with a home run. Stanton, he stays hot. He's hitting 280. He had a home run, couple of hits, 2 hits for Ben Rice as well. Ben Rice, but even I saw one of his outs to left field was a rocket. He does hit the ball hard. And then Jazz with a bit of a meaningless tack on. But there you go. So the meat of the order was doing some damage for the Yankees last night. And when you're looking for the meat for your order, choose Boar's Head. Committed to Kraft since 1905.
Just checking on some of the quotes from Aaron Boone as he does the Talking Yanks podcast on Tuesday. He's saying that Fried is not, any of his struggles, not tied to the blister, which I have a hard time believing. I know that the Yankees are saying he's healthy and no blister issues. I was at that game on Sunday and just watching. Now, maybe I was watching more than Boone because I actually stayed longer than he was. I wasn't planning on staying there for the whole game. He gets tossed early. I'm like, hey, you're leaving, but I got to sit here through this garbage on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. But if you watch Fried closely, he's messing with his hand on his sleeve. Like, to me, it was just indicative of some sort of issue going on with his hand. But we'll take the skipper's word for it either way. And then Boone, there was something else that he said from there. I was talking about using Devin Williams in high leverage spots. That obviously the plan is not to do that moving forward.
Oh, no, that's what he said?
Well,
I
he
hope he said
didn't
that.
say they paraphrase. He said the idea is to use him in lower leverage situations moving forward, but you can't always dictate that. Just like the other night, they weren't obviously looking to throw him to the Wolves. The game goes to extra innings. What are you supposed to do? You got the game's in 10 innings. Your starting pitchers haven't gone more than 5 innings in 2 weeks or whatever it's been. You do the math. 3 guys aren't available. You just use 4 more. So at some point he's going to have to pitch. It just was unfortunate that it was a high leverage spot. Yankees been playing too tight of games here as of late.
I would not trust him at all, man. I don't trust him a lick. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him at this point. He's spooked by New York City.
Yeah.
He just doesn't fit him.
I know. And there was some thought that people immediately knew with Devin Williams when he first made his way with the Yankees, all that stuff. And I'm like, well, how come? Because the Yankees have had this problem for years where they'll go get guys.
Sonny Gray jumps out to mind.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Just based on,
some guys don't fit.
This guy's got a great ERA. Bring him on in.
Man.
But then they get to New York and it's like, oh. Well, there were some people who immediately realized that Williams was not cut out for New York. And obviously the performance has indicated that. That's something to me. I don't know how you do that, but you would think by word of mouth. I know, but BT, come on, it keeps happening here. Like, there's a different element. Get to talk to the guy. You have people that know him. Forget about the numbers or his arm angle or his velo or his spin rate. Like, get that between the ears.
Yeah, but that's hard. I mean, that's easier said than done. Now, I think the great organizations find a way to do it a little bit more. And the Yankees right now are not a great organization. They're a good organization. They've dropped off, as we know. And they got a lot of problems, as we've documented for basically years, but certainly a couple of weeks here, like with real energy. You know, the only thing about Devin Williams, I stand by, he's just not a New York guy. It's not working out. But I do have to give him a little credit in this regard. Like, if he was like Ed Whitson or Sonny Gray or Carl Pavano, his start was so bad, he would have never found the ability to center himself and have basically 2 months where he was phenomenal, where he was Devin Williams.
Which is why I don't think it's totally over. I don't think he's cut out for New York, and he's certainly never going to be their closer again. But I still think he could be somewhat effective. You just got to build him back up again. He already proved that he could do it.
Yeah. He got mix and match properly.
He got torched again. That's on Booney. All right, back to the calls here. Mad Mike calling from Charlotte. What's up, Mad Mike?
Hey, guys. How we doing today, all right?
Good. How are you?
Hello, Mike.
Hey, yeah, Sal, I'm good. I'm good. Glad to have you back. Look, I'm feeling all the energy and everything, and your excitement and everything. But I have lost all optimism for this team. They have just sucked me dry. I just don't see any hope with this Mets team.
The Mets. Okay, yes.
Yeah, talking about the Mets here, so. But I don't see how it's going to end. I think that they're going to let us down. I agree with what you said, Sal. I like your plan. Let's call some of these pitchers up. Let's see what we got. You know, use them like this. This starting rotation is an absolute mess. Montas is a disaster. I don't know what Stearns saw with him. Senga's the king of walking everyone 4 innings. Clay Holmes is pitching. He's going to go 4 innings. I just don't see the end game in this. I'd like to see him call some guys up and see what we got for the future.
Yeah, it's got to be a nice balance, Mike, and thank you for the call. We appreciate you checking in. Look, BT, if they don't get it turned around, David Stearns is going to be front and center here because we didn't love the rotation coming into the year. And they obviously didn't do much to address. They didn't do anything to address it at the trade deadline for whatever reason may be. Sure, that's why I was kind of like with both teams. I'm not overly excited. I thought that each team could have gone over the top. Now, who would that have been? Alcantara? I have no idea. Somebody else? They didn't go over the top. They valued more so holding on, both the Mets and Yankees, holding on to certain things. It wasn't just, look at who they got. It was, look at what they didn't give up.
Yes, which was a big part of it.
Yeah, but that's a big problem because if you're giving up more, that means you're bringing back more. The Phillies gave up a ton, whatever their prospect was, to go get Duran. Ask anybody right now in Philadelphia if they give a crap about that prospect. They're all excited about Johan Duran because he's the missing piece.
I think their timeline's different, though, Sal. Between Schwarber, between
I'm just
obviously
saying,
Bryce.
It shows you the aggression.
Trey Turner.
San Diego, same thing. Now, was there that definitive starter? I don't believe that there was, but it doesn't mean that just because it wasn't available at the deadline, the Mets couldn't have done something about it in the offseason.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, is you talk about, the blowback, for lack of a better description, for Stearns if this thing doesn't get righted here pertaining to the starting pitching. Now, the trade deadline is one thing. Not getting one could sabotage the entire season. But we got to be fair. Like, I didn't love the way they built the staff. I didn't think it would be that good company, just like I didn't think it would be that good last year, but it was. And I had to respect the plan. I'm like, all right. I mean, you piece it, you glue, you spit, you stick it together. I'm like, it's not how I would do it, but you almost got to the World Series, man. So I had to respect it. And there was validation based on the year one results that his plan was working, which is why I didn't crush him in year 2 because I'd sound unfair to the man based on what happened in year 1.
Correct. Now, I am a believer in building a rotation more so the way that he did as opposed to throwing a ton of money. But you could also say that going in with, hey, if they need a starter, they'll go get one at the deadline. They did not do that. Also, he brought in Montas. Not one of us in this town would have brought in Frankie Montas.
Oh, my God. I didn't want the Yankees to do it when they did it. I crushed them.
Of course. So then, especially after seeing him with the Yankees, that was the one I was like, if they could turn this guy around.
Dude, and it's 2 years. It's not just one plus an option. I think both years are guaranteed.
So they're going to have to figure something out. And they're going to have to dip into the minor league system. There's a lot here that's still at play where it could work out. Same thing with Clay Holmes. Hey, it's a great idea. But remember, you're adding now a reliever turned starter on top of a staff that doesn't have a true ace. With Manaea had an injury history. Kodai Senga the year before barely pitched. if at all. Like, there were some issues that were inherently there anyway. Now, the Griffin Canning thing, he gets hurt, nothing can do about that.
Yeah.
Tyler Miguel, I don't love anyway.
Yep.
I give him credit for building a bullpen, but now that bullpen's being overtaxed because none of the starters could go more than 4 freaking innings. So that's going to be on David Stearns to figure out the pitching part of it. And then also the lineup. Like, it's not just one thing with the Mets. It's multiple things with the Mets. Point is, I don't think it's as far away as the caller thought from turning it around.
Yeah.
But there's some work to do here with the Mets.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. And when you say there's multiple things wrong with the Mets, that's why I also said there's multiple things wrong with the Yankees, which is why I also said to start the show that there's more bad things right now with the Yankees and Mets than there are good things.
Bruce is in Yonkers. What's up, Bruce?
Yeah, gentlemen, love the show. Just what you were talking about before, by coincidence, that's what I was going to talk about. Since the starters are only going 5 innings today, right? Why does every team just go 1 inning each with 4 relievers? That makes it wouldn't it make more sense?
Well, but Bruce,
2 guys go 2 innings.
Yeah.
Or even 1 guy go 3, and then the closer.
Well, but Bruce, hold on, Bruce. It's an original, semi-interesting thought, but the problem is you can't script it where everybody does their job for 1 inning. What if one guy doesn't have the stuff? I think it was Keith the other night saying it was a very good point. Like, it was definitely Keith because Cohen was out and it was Gelbs and it was Keith. Yeah, the Brewers series where he said something along the lines of, the more relief pitchers that you use, the more risk you're taking that one of those dudes doesn't have it that night.
Right.
Which is the problem.
You need 4 or 5 guys to be perfect.
Bingo.
I mean, the odds of that happening versus one guy, and thank you for the call, Bruce, 1 or 2 guys, it's just the odds are not in your favor. Hey, here we go. We got it mapped out. Yankees or Mets, whatever. Starter goes 5 innings, have a 1-run lead. Good luck, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, you felt that way all weekend long with the Mets. Jeez, just hang on here. Get it to Rogers, Helsley, Diaz. But the hope would be to tack on some runs. Because, with a 1-run lead, now not only do you need 3 guys to be perfect, there is no margin for error. If they had a 5-3 lead, 6-4 lead, whatever, and Helsley gives up a run, not the end of the world. Okay,
you can work around it.
You could live with not all 3 guys being perfect. You could have 2 guys being perfect and then 1 guy giving up a run, but you still have the lead. When you have no margin for error and you need 3 or 4 guys to be perfect behind your starter, that is a recipe for disaster.
It is, and it has been so far. And hopefully it changes for both of these teams here. Obviously talking about the Mets now. But, the bottom line, I would think, it's a no-brainer. You got to be more disgusted with the Mets offense than the Mets pitching this year.
Yeah, I think the problem is the pitching overachieved in the first half. But by the way, remember, the pitching overachieved without Minaya in the rotation, without Montas. We didn't know what he was going to be at that point. We could assume, but still, he was supposed to be a starting pitcher of the starting 5 in that rotation. He wasn't there. Senga ended up getting hurt, and then they were getting healthier in the second half, thinking Manaya's back, Senga coming back, Montas back. Like, that's got to be better than what they were throwing out there. And it hasn't been. And that's what carried them. But yes, me personally, for a team that was built to mash, they've done anything but that. Lindor's been terrible. Soto's been terrible to his standards, and at the very least inconsistent. Alonso was an MVP. Now he's back to being an average Pete.
Vientos
has been a total bust. Alvarez been a bust.
Yep.
Beatty, who'd you met? Nimmo's been inconsistent at best.
Well, we didn't agree on everything going into the season, but the one thing we definitely agreed on is whatever the Mets are going to do this year, it's going to be driven by their offense. Yeah. All right, 888-808-1019. BT and Sal here on the Fan branded Tierney Sal Licata. Now, we both love Cadillac. I drive one. Sal's been in one many times as well. 4 distinct, all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for the performance, others drive for the range and the gas, and some drive because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever the reason, there's never a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac.
The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. That's what I drove last year, BT. The Escalade IQ, the Vistic, the Optic, and the Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
As a manager, getting to know his potential closer, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to get the first crack at it. He let this guy go out and finish the job, and I'm telling you, that type of stuff the team can build off of.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Zach Gelb with Honesty Sports Minute. Unless if you're a relative of Kenny Pickett or Dylan Gabriel, does anyone actually want to see either start games for the Cleveland Browns this year? The answer is absolutely not. And after Shedeur Sanders-Shine did his preseason debut, the Browns released their latest depth chart and read Joe Flacco as 1 with Kenny Pickett in the 2 spot, Dylan Gabriel coming in at 3, and then Shedeur at 4. And sure, a depth chart in August doesn't mean much, but if the Browns want to do what's in the best interest of their team, then Shedeur should be at least listed as QB2. I'm Zach Gelb.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey, Yankee fans, don't miss a moment of the action. You can order stadium food right from your seat with Uber Eats. Plus, get $10 off the stadium order of $20 or more with code WFAN 2025. Just open the Uber Eats app, set Yankee Stadium as your location, place your order, and we'll let you know when it's ready. Enjoy the game without the wait. Terms and conditions apply. Offer ends November 1st. See app for details.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan. Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document, and then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Wait, you're leaving us? You're matching pajamas.
Matching silk pajamas, babe.
You discover Heineken and now you go out to, watch live sports?
We were literally made to wrap you in luxury, to vibe, to recharge your soul.
And your weighted blanket is here.
It's like a blanket, but so weighted.
Don't listen to your PJs. Head to the game with some friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Charles calling from Rockland County. What's up, Charles?
Hey, what's going on, BT and Sal? First of all, Sal, I want to say, past couple of weeks, I think it's the first time I've heard you be so optimistic about the Yankees, which is, as a diehard Yankee fan, it's nice to hear that, as someone else is on my side on this. But anyways, getting to the point about Aaron Boone, literally what you guys are saying, this is not his fault. I'm sorry. I think Aaron Boone, BT, like you said before the break, if he was on another team, I think he would be such a much better manager because he has the ability to manage a team. He's not being able to. They're not letting him actually manage the team. It's all analytics, and they're not letting him do his job. And if they gave him a week, 2 weeks to just show, Aaron, you got the reins here. You do what you want to do. I can guarantee that the Yankees' outcome would be so much better than with what's going on right now.
Yeah,
he's literally being a pop and scorable.
BT and Sal on the Fan. They have a caller today, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Been a fun show, BT, being back together. Fast show, moving right along here. And obviously, we'll have more to react to tomorrow as it pertains to the Mets, who will be back in action. Look, both teams need to win tonight in the worst way. Yanks win last night was great. They got to keep it going against the Twins. I fully expect that they will. Same thing with the Mets. They got to get back on track here, coming back home and take care of the Braves. One thing we didn't touch upon is the NFL stuff. And I know we're both excited about this. I watched it over the course of the weekend. I was excited on Friday going into the weekend to see the football. I think it lived up to the hype. I don't want to get nuts and get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
But there is realistic reason to me to be optimistic. For about Jackson Dart, we could get into. Even with the current Giant stuff in that defense and certainly the current Jet stuff in Aaron Glenn, I'm excited for football season.
There you go. You joined me because I was saying this for a couple of months.
Yeah.
The word I've used is, without going nuts, I'm bullish on the possibilities of the New York football season. And anytime you get a new regime, and it's a hire that you're inspired by, like Aaron Glenn, and listen, we were also inspired by Robert Saleh, although they're two very different people. Yeah. I have it close. But there's reason for energy and optimism. Then you just see the way he runs the show. He is no nonsense. Like I said, he ain't playing. I mean, Aaron Glenn ain't playing around.
But there were still penalties on Saturday. It needs to get cleaned up.
Did you see the way they were dressed? You sit your ass down. You get over here. I'm going to light you up. He is not apologizing. He is from the parts. You see, the thing about Aaron.
I thought Sauce looked good.
Yeah, he did.
So maybe the different way that they're using him will make him actually be the top corner in the sport.
They had some eye candy. They threw to in terms of pre-snap motion. They threw to the fullback. Now, something else. I think the Giants with Dart could be very interesting as well, but that's a deeper conversation.
Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
No. Although Abdul Carter looks absolutely frighteningly good. The thing, I tweeted this last night, we didn't get into it real fast here. Breece Hall. All right, so there's a thought that the Jets might trade Breece Hall. And I don't understand the reaction from so many Jet fans who are like, oh, my God, there's no way you can trade Breece Hall. First of all, Breece Hall has not been the same player since he ripped up his knee in Denver a couple of years ago. That Breece Hall for the first, whatever it was, 6, 7, 8 games, I think it was 6 or 7, is a very different player. Breece Hall, let everybody know a little secret. Breece Hall has zero vision. Breece Hall, and there's film to back that up, but you just go search it if you want. Just take my word or don't and look for it. Breece Hall, I don't mean you, Sal, I mean everybody else out there. Like, Breece Hall just did his damage because he ran away from people. He's not the same guy athletically once he ripped up his knee, and without the vision, I'm not saying he's not good or without purpose because I think you could throw to him, and I do like the dynamics of a 3-man backfield for this particular team, but you're not going to re-sign him next year. You're not going to get Breece Hall. I don't even think you would tag him. I wouldn't tag him, not for a running back. So if somebody wants him and I could get something decent or a receiver back, I would trade Breece Hall. I don't understand the pushback. It makes no sense.
I hate to even go here, but I'm going to say it because I feel it. Without knowing. I don't know. I'm going to be clear about that. Do you think Breece Hall is the type of player who Aaron Glenn wants on his football team?
I hate to straddle the fence. I can't give you an answer yet. I lean maybe towards no based on some tweets over the year.
Bingo.
Maybe, but I want to be fair to Brees.
Me too.
I don't know for sure.
I like him as a back, and I hope that the Jets keep him and he goes nuts. Just to be clear. I get the feeling, based on some of the stuff that he said, based on some of the stuff that we've seen the way he's operated in years past, I don't think he's a fit. Remember, this is an extension of Bill Parcells here.
Yep.
No softies allowed. And I do think there's an element to Breece Hall that, to me, is maybe a little soft. I don't even
soft? Are you like dancing before it hits the hole, or just from an ego perspective?
I think maybe both.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, explosive player, fully healthy. You see the game changer he could be. And maybe
it's been a while, by the way.
I know. Maybe I'm off on that, but all those things you mentioned, the injury, some of the stuff that he said, and some of the stuff he's done, all that to me, it just feels like he's not a fit for what is going to be a very difficult, rough environment in relative world in today's day and age under Aaron Glenn, which I like. I like that. I think Braylon Allen fits that mold and is an absolute freaking beast.
He is.
I think Breece, there's an element of softness there that I'm not sure fits what Aaron Glenn is trying to do with the Jets.
Well, we'll ultimately get the answer, and even if he's not traded, listen, I'm not saying he's the RB1 for the rest of the season. Braylon Allen's knocking down the door.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of touches. Justin Fields is going to run. Their third running back is pretty good as well. I think they'll throw the football a little bit. Again, it's still fairly early. Let me tell you, though, an observation, and it's going to sound like crazy people talk, but the Jets have a chance to have one of the best offensive lines in football.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like ridiculous based on the inability to do the most basic stuff for over a decade. Dude, they got 3 first-round picks up there.
Yeah.
And Tittman is good, and Simpson is good, and Olu looked really good. And, I mean, they got a chance to really dominate the trenches.
They built it inside out. Now, if they only had a quarterback that could throw the football, we'd really be talking. So what are you thinking, like 12 wins?
Yes, no.
No, I mean for the Jets and Giants.
Oh. I
We're
think
excited
the
about
Jets,
New York football for what, 12 wins?
I thought you were having a little fun here. Me getting a little bit giddy with my Jets. I always do. By the way, that's all right. I would say that I'll give you actual both teams. I think that the Jets have a chance to go 9-8. I do. I think the Jets have a chance to go 9-8.
Okay, best case you're saying? Like if everything
best case, I would maybe even say 10-7. Like I don't think it's incredible for the Jets to maybe mess around and be the second best team in the division.
Right.
I think Miami's going backwards.
New England, who knows?
The Vrabel, I like. I think, but I think the schedule's fairly benign. From a Giants perspective, it's easy to look at the schedule and say how the hell they're going to win anything, but I think that their defense, their pass rush, they had a good defense last year in terms of what they could do up front, but they never had leads.
They also can't stop the run. That's a big problem.
Well, I think it's going to be different this year with Abdul Carter and Dexter. Now you got Burton, and it's a little different now. See, if the Giants could get a couple of leads, and I don't mean 24-3, just if they can if it one-score games, now all of a sudden it makes them less one-dimensional. I would say, it's going to sound ambitious, I think the Giants could maybe mess around and win 7.
Yeah, okay, but still.
I do.
I mean, think about what we're talking about.
Maybe even 8-9.
I mean,
you believe in Dak?
But we're saying we're excited. No, I don't. I think I said this the other day. I think you can make a case the Giants go 2-0 out of the gate. They could beat the Commanders. They could beat the Cowboys. I could even make a case, now it's going to take a lot to get there, that they could be the second best team in their division. Year of regression for the Commanders, who are older.
McLaurin wants out. That's got to tell you something about the Commanders.
It's an older team. I love Daniels, but still, the older team. And the Cowboys, Schottenheimer, like, come on, man.
Forget
and they
about
seem
Dallas.
like a mess with Parsons, all that's going on there. But even with that being said, I don't think they're anywhere close to being a legitimate playoff team. Maybe the defense can carry them.
Yeah.
Let's see. But 7-8 wins.
Hey, we can have, different degrees of enthusiasm for these teams, but to have a little enthusiasm for both for the first time in a long time is not nuts.
Now we need the baseball teams to do their job.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, that does it for us. Thanks to everybody who listened and called. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks to Dove, as always. Thanks to Hoff. Good to have him back in action today as well. We'll see you again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Evan and Tiki, the full crew, they're in the house. They're coming up next.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey everyone, Boomer here.